with his neck, but he said he feels fine. And then Boggsy had basically sat for like 5 or 6 days with a strain in his calf, but he feels really good today. They both took batting practice and ran around really well out there. So it's good to have them back in the lineup, and hopefully we can get it rolling.
Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report as he and Stan Clyburn and the umpiring crew go over ground rules and the like at home plate. Starting lineups for tonight's game brought to you by Flying Feet. For Southern Maryland, Fred Lewis in right field will lead things off. Casey Stevenson, the third baseman, is batting second. Hitting third at first base is Zach Wilson. He's also the K-man tonight. And the cleanup man is Jake Opitz, the second baseman. Hitting fifth is Jovan Rosa in left field. Jamar Walton will do the DHing and bat sixth. Keith Castillo, just recently reacquired from Lancaster, will catch and bat seventh. Casey Frawley at shortstop hits eighth. And Antone DeJesus, recently back from injury, is in center field hitting ninth. Again, it's Lewis, Stevenson, Wilson, Opitz, Rosa, Walton, Castillo, Frawley, and DeJesus for Southern Maryland. For the York Revolution tonight, Jose Constanza is back in, leading off in center. Wilson Valdez, the shortstop, will hit in the two-hole. Eric Patterson in right field is batting third. Brandon Boggs back in the cleanup spot and playing left field. Brian Pounds at third base will hit fifth. Mikey Reynolds, the second baseman, hitting sixth tonight. Andres Perez at first base will bat seventh. Jacob Calderon does the DHing and hits eighth. And Luis De La Cruz behind the plate is batting ninth. Again, Constanza, Valdez, Patterson, Boggs, Pounds, Reynolds, Perez, Calderon, and De La Cruz as Matt Neal leads them out. Last time that he faced Southern Maryland at home, took a shutout into the ninth and combined on one, in fact. And he'll look to get the homestand off on a positive note here this evening. Revs have taken the field, and so does the Field of Dreams team, which is softballers tonight, taking the field along with them. We will take a timeout. First pitch for game number 95 of the 2015 season. The Revs hosting the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. We'll have it for you coming up next.
You're running cross country. No one understands how they keep score. Your friends and family don't understand why you do it, but you understand how it makes you feel. So does Flying Feet.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes has been supplying running shoes and apparel to Central PA's best since 1975. Their staff is made up of runners and coaches who understand your pleasures and your pains. If it's running or cross-country related, Flying Feet knows about it. And with the area's best selection of running shoes, running spikes, and running apparel, there's no good reason to shop anywhere else. Worried about prices? Didn't you hear? Flying Feet is a specialty athletic store without specialty store prices. Come see their selection of the best running shoes and spikes for men, women, and children. No matter what your size, your width, or your ability level, Flying Feet has a full line of running apparel and accessories. So run, don't walk, and talk running with a staff who knows.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Revolution! Are you brave enough to come out for Daredevil Night, August 23rd? Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. Daredevil Night will feature a motorcycle riding a tightrope and Mad Chad, the chainsaw juggler. All aboard the Revolution Express. Revolution!
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Colin Slenker. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Had a chance to meet Colin earlier today, who was taking batting practice on field as part of his birthday celebration, and he recorded a liner for us. A happy birthday to Colin, who brings us back from our pregame break as Matt Neal goes through his warm-ups tonight. Neal 2-6, a 4.43 ERA, 23 outings, 14 starts. 91 and a third innings, 101 hits, only 18 walks though, and 70 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 284. And he has certainly enjoyed a good deal of success against Southern Maryland. We mentioned he took that shutout into the ninth inning June 16th when he faced them here at home. Went 8 scoreless that night, 8+ innings, and then on Thursday in Waldorf pitched very well. A no decision is what he ended up with, but 6 innings, 2 runs, just one of those earned on only 4 hits. And set to go tonight as Fred Lewis will lead things off. Neal with 5 straight no decisions. He's looking for his first win since that combined shutout against Southern Maryland. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch tonight. Lewis is swinging and he fouls it back. And we are underway here on a beautiful night in York. It's a 6:32 start time. On 89 degrees on the board. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Good late life on that fastball. Down in the zone. Lewis hitting at 261. Tied for the league lead in walks. Neal ahead of him quickly. Pitch is slapped on the ground, deep short. Valdez over, backhands, cranks it across and throws him out. And Lewis can scoot. Valdez didn't have time to mess around. He backhanded it, let it fly, and right on target at first. That is how our ball game begins tonight. A ground out toward the hole at short. And Casey Stevenson up next. Blue Crabs in the road gray, the Revs in the traditional home whites, which are almost like alternate whites at this point, although the golds pop up more on the road than they do here, as Neal starts Stevenson with strike 1 called. Stevenson batting at 282, tied with Brian Pounds for 9th in the league. And he swings here and lifts a soft liner into right. It'll drop in front of Patterson coming in. He hit it toward the end of the bat, and it's kind of serving it. A little bit of a dud off the end of the bat, but dumps it in. Revs defense tonight. Boggs is in left. Constanza in center. Patterson in right. The infield, it's Pounds at third, Valdez at short, Reynolds at second, Perez at first. De La Cruz doing the catching. Here's Zach Wilson, and they picked a K-man who's been scorching hot. First pitch is upstairs. It's a daring move. His last 10 games, he's hitting .405. His last 5 games, he's hit better than .500. There's the stretch from Neal. And the 1-0. It's a called strike, a cutter that tailed right over the outside corner. Wilson hitting 268 overall, 7 home runs. 3 of those 7, though, have come in the last 10. Stretch. Neal holds the 1-1 and a swing and a foul back into the upper deck and back down. Oh, what a grab! A guy about 4 rows up from the backstop, stuck his hand up partially in self-defense on the rebound from the suite level, tipped it in the air to himself and then grabbed it. All one-handed. Here's the stretch. Neal with the 1-2, and it misses up high. Played up tonight is Derek Moshe, Nate Caldwell at first, Dave Shirk at third base. To wish them the best of luck tonight as well. Here's the stretch, and the 2-2, and that misses up high. Full count. Neal combined in the 2 starts against Southern Maryland, 1-0 with an ERA of .064. 14 innings, 10 hits, 1 earned run. No walks and 8 Ks. Now the stretch, see if Stevenson runs. He will, and the pitch is trickled foul behind the plate. Now Wilson keeps it alive on 3-2. Neal has his sign. He'll try it again. Another payoff pitch and a line drive, base hit into right center. Stevenson was running. He will continue on to third, and they're at the corners. And with Stevenson running, Reynolds was cutting from second toward the bag to cover, and it looked like Wilson was trying to go that way, take advantage of the opening. He hit it in the direction where Mikey would have been, but almost certainly too high for him to have had a play on it anyway. A solid line drive into the outfield. It's first and third for Jake Opitz. And Neal delivers and misses high and away. Opitz hitting at .258 with 6 home runs, 21 knocked in. This is very much a down year, though, for him compared to where he had been. A 1-0 and a bouncing ball foul, first base side. Had a huge year last season. $18 home runs led their team. He was named to the All-Star team, though, this year and last year. Here's a breaking ball. It misses high. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Neal not quite locked in just yet. He's ready. And the 2-1. Fastball down and in. It looked like they wanted it away. A little bit off with his command. Southern Maryland threatening for a first inning run to begin things tonight. Here's the stretch. And the 3-1. And a broken bat line drive caught at second base. And Mikey hangs on to it. And Opitz is left with about half of what he had gone up to the plate with. It broke lengthwise, so the length of it he still has most, but good chunk of the barrel ended up out in the infield. He's left with a sword. S-words for 500, Ray. Broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. If you've got an ash tree or any tree care concern, if you have an ash tree, EAB is your concern. Here's Jovan Rosa and Neal missing down in the dirt. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com. We'll take care of all your tree care, lawn care needs. Now it's first and third with 2 outs. There's the stretch from Neal. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Rosa saw it high and tried to launch. Ray, how has that investigation gone with you trying to figure out if you actually have an ash tree or not?
That was supposed to be ongoing.
Well, I didn't realize you had given up on it.
Well, I'm a busy man, Daryl.
It's the 1-1. Breaking ball, hooks outside.
I have better things to do than study the agriculture of my property.
Very well.
I put together these fine high school football previews coming up this month.
They are great. There's the stretch. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got Rosa reaching down and away this time. That'll even things up. Yes, the high school football spotlight presented by Wellspan Sports Medicine has been launched. And your work on that has been fabulous. Here's the stretch from Neal. And the 2-2. Called third strike. May have gotten a little there. Off the plate away. He'll take it. Rosa rung up, and that'll end the inning. No runs across despite 2 hits. Southern Maryland had first and third with only 1 out. They do not score. At the end of a half inning, it's the Blue Crabs nothing, the Revs coming up.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879 or my mobile is 487-2096 or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Are you getting pumped for another year of high school football? Well, all this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2015 York Adams League. Or go to WOYK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, and only here on Sports Radio 1350.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
No score. Revs come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning, facing right-hander Brian Grenning, who's 3-6 with a 4.46 ERA. 19 outings, 12 starts. 76 and 2/3 innings, 86 hits, 24 walks, 52 Ks. Opponents hitting .281. It's a rematch of Thursday's game in Waldorf, and he went into the 7th in that game, giving up just 1 run on 5 hits. Both Grenning and Neal pitched very well in Waldorf. But Grenning wants a new ball tonight before he punches his time clock. Toss that one away. And ready to face Jose Constanza leading things off. Here's the right-hander's first pitch of the night. It's over for a strike. Constanza was rested on Monday. He had been out for a bit and then playing every day his first week with York. Pitch to him. He tries a drag bunt and foul over along the first base side. And he was already just a couple of steps, and he was already almost halfway to first. How fast he is. But they rested him Monday. The legs were getting a little tight, so he's had back-to-back days off. And back in tonight. There's the wind and the 0-2. And it's down in the end. He dances out of the way. It was some step that he took with his back foot. Grenning, who turns and shows his numbers to the hitter when he lifts his leg. The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Got Constanza reaching on a changeup. And 1 down to begin things. All right, we found out that you don't have an ash tree.
Yes, I do not. Been informed by my head groundskeeper, also known as my dad, and we do not have an ash tree.
Breaking news here on this program.
Breaking and sudden news.
Here's Wilson Valdez. It's hitting at .258, but over the last 6 games, multiple hits in 5 of those 6. Batting .440 on that stretch. First offering is over for a strike.
He's also been close a couple of times this half from snagging his first home run. He's showed some power towards the warning track, and just the fueling that we faced in Camden the past homestand prevented probably what should have been Valdez's first home run.
0-1, and a swing and a foul tip behind the plate. There's no doubt that he's been seeing the ball better. I would think that Constanza's presence at the top of the order helps with that. Stanza gets on. Valdez's percentage of fastballs to hit will go up exponentially. The 0-2. And a swing and a fly ball right center. DeJesus hustles over into the alley, and the center fielder's got it. 2 up, 2 down. And Eric Patterson back in tonight.
Once again, folks, it's Mountain Dew. At least I'm kind enough to open my can when we're off air. Goodness gracious, Daryl.
Some things just can't wait.
Apparently not.
Patterson, who was out of Monday's game with a stiff neck, he's good. The first offering is outside. Patterson hitting at .237, 6 home runs. 34 driven in. There's the wind and the 1-0. And that misses down and in. Tough road trip, 3 for 20, but did score 4 runs on that trip. He's in the top 5 in the league in walks. The wind and the 2-0. And that's outside. Keith Castillo now with Southern Maryland catching, and he's down on a knee with his right leg stretched out, trying to get low for Grenning. The wind from the righty, 3-0. And it's just off away. 4-pitch walk to Patterson, who's got his 39th free pass of the year. The Revs, who stole all those bases in Southern Maryland last week, and in fact, in 13 total games this season, they have 19 steals against Southern Maryland. Last week, 4 in one game, 7 in another one. And the Blue Crabs since then have added Castillo, and he is in there right away tonight. Here's Brandon Boggs. First pitch, right down the middle, a strike. And this is his first time in the lineup since last Wednesday at Southern Maryland. Had a calf strain to deal with. The first live pitch that he's seen in a week. And he'd been heating up, too. The stretch, the 0-1. And a breaking ball that flutters over for a strike. His last 6 games played with an at-bat. He's hitting .375, 3 home runs, 7 driven in. 4 runs scored in those 6. It's one other game he came in on defense. He swings here and rips one, base hit into center. And picks up where he left off. Patterson up to second. And Boggs has the first hit of the night for the Revs. A smash back up the middle. Frawley at short, laid out for it, but out of his reach. Now first and second for Brian Pounds. Pounds tied for 9th in the league in hitting, entering play, .282. 9 home runs, 43 batted in. No score here in the bottom of the first. Pitch from Grenning is swung on and popped up. Back toward the screen and back into the stands. And that guy that caught one on the rebound in the top half of the inning came close to having his second already. Right down in that area, about 4 or 5 rows behind the plate. Yeah, keep listening, Everett. Everett George walking by, has the headphones on. The 0-1. And is swinging a soft tapper to third. Coming on is Stevenson. He gloves and slings it across. Patterson was approaching at the same time, and Stevenson had to deal with Patterson right in front of him, but handles the ground ball. So each team strands 2 in the first. 1 hit, 1 walk for the Revs offense. No score as we head to the second.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. Our winning team offers everything from concussion management and sports nutrition to physical therapy and more. For more information, call 877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
First pitch of the inning from Matt Neal is taken low by Jamar Walton, leading things off. 1-0, and a swing and a liner the other way and into left field, a base hit. Leadoff single to start the second inning here in a scoreless game. Blue Crabs with their third single here against Neal early on. And Keith Castillo up next. Well, the Crabs with 3 hits, the Revs with 1 hit and 1 walk here in the early stages. And Keith Castillo digs in. Pound starts to inch in from third. First pitch is upstairs. Neal's been high and out of the zone several times early, trying to get himself on track. Castillo, a switch hitting catcher. A 1-0, and that's over for a strike. Last season, when he was new to the league, he began the year with Long Island briefly. He was with Southern Maryland. He was with Lancaster. This year, Southern Maryland and Lancaster. A 1-1 and a swing and a fly ball to center. Constanza barely moving as he reads it and now shifts in a couple of steps and makes the grab. Now 1 away on the fly ball to center. Our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report. Revs with Boggs and Patterson back in tonight. And the 3 who are out for the season, Ian Durham and Brad Bergeson with the Tommy Johns. Anthony LaRue, the broken leg. That's your WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report. Here's Casey Frawley. And the first one from Neal is outside. Frawley, particularly known for his defense. He's hitting .246 this year, but against York, he's hit .355 with 2 of his 6 home runs. Took Neal deep in Waldorf last week. He pops this one up. De La Cruz will give it a look. Back at the net and just out of his reach as he reached against the netting, and it landed in the front row just on the other side of the screen, and then he made a couple of friends in the front row. The always chatty Revs catcher having a little conversation with a few of the fans.
Well, I think he prefers that than back in Southern Maryland in the road trip where a fan snagged the ball over him and almost got him hit in the face.
Oh. Yeah, that was pretty irritating. It's the 1-1, and it's a called strike. Good cutter on the outside corner. Yeah, that was pretty dangerous that night.
And there was a meeting amongst the umpires to discuss what happened then. That's a weird situation. You don't want to fault the fan, but at the same time, if it interferes in the direct course of the game, you got to make something of it.
And I guess they felt that he didn't reach far enough over to be worthy of it being ruled an out. 1-2, and that misses up high. Good pop on the fastball, though, from Neal. By the way, former Blue Crab Darrell Ward signed with Sugarland today. Saw that. 2-2. And a foul tip back into the net. Wonder if they have number 42 available.
All I know is they most likely signed Darryl Ward to help with the fact that Johan Lamonta was put on the inactive list, so they need some sort of power there. But yes, 42 is probably available.
Left-handed power. Now Neal, the 2-2. Curveball, a little high. Ward will go from one of the biggest right fields in the league to the other one. Southern Maryland to Sugarland. Now the payoff pitch. Runner goes, and a check swing dribbler down to first. Perez will take it right by the bag. Steps on first. He looked over at second, but Walton was already approaching. He was running on 3 and 2. So runner at second with 2 outs. And that hurt. I just bumped my scab against the bottom of the table.
How'd you get the scab in the first place?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Alrighty then. If you want good punching form, I'll show you. Goodness gracious, man.
There's Antone de Jesus, who looks at a strike. It was stupid.
Like most hand injuries are.
Yep. Just a mishap. It was on the way to Southern Maryland. There's the 0-1. And that's off the plate away. DeJesus had been out due to injury. Just returning recently. He's hitting at 196. This was another broadcasting injury, Ray.
You've had many of those over your career.
Have. Curveball misses high, 2-1. Paper cuts and that sort of thing.
Sunburn and whatnot.
There's that. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tip squeezed. It's 2-2. Neal trying to strand his third runner here in the first 2 innings and keep things scoreless. He's ready. And a 2-2 breaking ball missed high. Actually, the cutter again, according to the radar, got under it. 3-2. That wind tonight, hard out to right field. Stretch. Stares home. The payoff pitch. Down and in. And he issues his first walk of the night. Now he's had a pair of base runners in each of the first 2 innings. And we go to the top of the order, and Fred Lewis. Neal does not walk many. That's only his 19th all year. 93 innings. That's actually literally just about what he's averaged for his career. Here's Fred Lewis, who takes a strike. 1.8 walks per 9. This year now, 1.8.
How about that math?
The 0-1. And a swing and a foul out of play. Off to the left. Now he's got the jump on Lewis. Lewis with big league experience. Came up with the Giants in 06. Also with the Blue Jays, Reds, and Mets. Another 0-2. And a check swing, foul tip. He didn't mean to, but deflected it foul behind the plate. Second round pick of the Giants back in 02. Out of Southern University and A&M College. Now Lewis will back away. Neal and De La Cruz taking a little bit of time to get together. And now Neal agrees on it. He sets and fires. And a swing and a foul. Out of play, left side again. Stayed away, and Lewis reached for it, but keeps the at-bat alive. Neal once again ready. Another 0-2, and it missed inside. And they wanted to sneak one in and change where Lewis was looking. That's a good miss. In off the plate, nothing he could have done with that. And if you're going to try to go in, you want to get the ball in. Now 1-2. And back to the plate again. And a swing and a broken bat floater at third and foul ground. Pounds comes over. He grabs it into the coach's box in foul territory. And that'll end the inning. That cut in on the bat handle of Lewis. Another broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. If Ray had an ash tree, he would contact Heritage Lawn to take care of his EAB problem. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com. Neal strands 2, works around the leadoff single. No score at the end of 1.5.
Maple Donuts knows that there comes a point in every kid's summer when the feeling of unfettered freedom begins to fold up faster than a picnic blanket at the first drop of an unexpected summer storm. Charlie and his Maple Donuts team understand that all too soon, lazy mornings on the sofa, splashing in the pool, and weeknight sleepovers will be replaced by bus stops, backpacks, and morning announcements. But Maple Donuts says there's a bright side to the first day of school, kids. Because when you stumble into the kitchen that first morning, chances are you'll be greeted by Mom, enjoying her cup of Maple Donuts' famous coffee and sitting next to a back-to-school tradition, a box of Maple Donuts. And somewhere buried in that box, hand-picked by Mom from Maple Donuts' 58 varieties, you may find that, yes, summer is over, but another school year may not be so bad after all. So for every kid coming to grips with going back to school, we say thanks, Mom. And thank you, Maple Donuts.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Joel's Painting and Contracting is a proud sponsor of the York Revolution. They are also a partner in the maintenance of Santander Stadium. Joel's Painting and Contracting is the highest rated painting company in York and Lancaster County. Now is the time to call for great deals on all of your interior and exterior projects. A community partner with thousands of happy clients. Hit a home run of Joel's Painting and schedule an appointment today or give them a call at 717-471-4273. That's 717-471-4273 for Joel's Painting and Contracting.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Second, first pitch is a strike over on Mikey Reynolds leading things off. No score. It'll be Reynolds, Perez, and Calderon due up. And Grenning winds, twists, steals, and a swing and a pop-up. Uh-oh. Coming back our way, Ray. No, not quite. My depth perception a little off. A little bit down in front of us. Fortunately. 0-2. Go gadget arm.
Don't hurt yourself when you're trying to grab it, Daryl.
Yeah. Watch that scab that I'm nursing. There's the 0-2, and that misses up high. Reynolds at 321 with the average. And he's playing in his third straight game, coming back from that sore elbow, so that's good news. He swings here, drives one the other way and right, but right at Fred Lewis, who measured it, came in a step, and puts it away. One down. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
One away here in the bottom of the second, no score. As Andres Perez digs in. And Grenning with the pitch is over for a strike. Saw some of the most questionable dance moves I've ever witnessed between innings. We had a dance-off on the dugouts between the mascots who are here for Downtown's birthday tonight. The fastball down low, 1-1.
Well, I'll say whipping was about adequate, but the nay-naying was very poor. I did not understand that. If Shannon Wilkerson was still with the team and not been signed by the Twins, he would have been very disappointed since that's his walk-up song.
Yeah. Pitch to Dre is swung on and yanked toward the corner and left, but foul. A little bit out in front. Well, there's room for improvement.
There is. I'd have to say Coco and Silo were the best dancers, but I might have to give the edge to Coco.
Well, that goes with, I don't care what they did on the field. We'd give the edge to Coco. It's the 1-2, and that misses down low. Coco could have laid down on the dugout, and we'd give the edge to him. Silo is somewhere around here, visiting with people.
Now, Daryl. You're not here yet. I need to further the feud.
Come Sunday, the 2-2, and a swing and a foul out of play to the first base side. It's pretty well documented that he is not my favorite mascot. And it goes back to the day that he walked in front of our booth in Lancaster and threw popcorn in my face. Another 2-2. And that misses down and away. Good eye from Dre. What's so funny about that, Ray?
I wasn't there for that, but I'm just imagining it and your face afterwards. Oh, that's a hoot.
Set up in the 3-2. And a swing and a rip base hit through the left side of the infield. Hit number 399 for Andres Perez in a Revs uniform, adding to his all-time lead. The next one will be his 400. They tried to go down and in on him on 3-2, and like a lefty, he turned on it. Here's Jacob Calderon, DHing the night. He's batting at 291. Last 14 games, 358. First pitch, a curveball, and misses high. Monday in the day game in Camden, 3 for 5 with a triple and a double. On the stretch, the 1-0, and a swing and a line drive, base hit to right. He stays hot. Perez up to second. Calderon is on a low liner. Went down and got it, and lined it through the opening and into right.
That's a nice adjustment from Calderon. Normally, if he hits, he's hitting for power, but that was a nice show of deftness from Calderon to just go and snag it.
Now here's Luis De La Cruz. 2 on with 1 out, no score here in bottom of the second inning. Each team now with 3 hits. Pitch from Grenning. Oh, a swing and a miss. De La Cruz lost the grip, and the bat went flying to the backstop toward the left end of the netting. Stays in play. De La Cruz at 257 overall. He's hit safely in 5 of the last 6 games he's played. Grenning the stretch. Checks and deals. And a swing and a foul back against the net. Revs were just 2-8 against Southern Maryland in the first half, but they won the first 2 meetings of the second half last week in Waldorf. They dropped the finale, but not without a dramatic ninth inning comeback on James Simmons' home run. On the stretch, and the 0-2. And a swing and a bouncing ball, left side of the infield. Frawley to his right, can't get a throw off. And the bases loaded with one out. It'll be an infield hit for De La Cruz. Frawley ranged to his right, got the ball, but couldn't get a grip to make a throw. He wanted to make some sort of off-balance or fadeaway throw and had to hold it.
That's a rare error from him. Normally he can, any fielding throw he wants to make, he just go ahead and does it. But strange error from Frawley as the bases loaded for the Revs.
Top of the order, Jose Constanza, who struck out in the first. First pitch here, he waves and misses on a changeup. That's the one that Grenning got him on for strike 3 last inning. Uses it to start him this time. No score, Revs trying to strike first. A combined 7 hits in the first 2 innings, 4 for York. Pitch here, a fastball just outside, and it's a 1-1 count. The first out of the inning was hard hit. 3 straight singles have followed. Now time asked for by Constanza, who backs out. Tonight his 8th game played. Came in at 2:07 early on. A long look from Grenning and steps off again. Grenning was with Lancaster previously in the Atlantic League. 1-1, and it's down and away. 5'11" righty, turned 30 a couple of months ago. Last season, he wasn't totally healthy to begin the year. He struggled with Lancaster, finished the year with Southern Maryland. 2013 had a pretty good year with Lancaster. He deals, and a sharp ground ball to second. Throw on to short. Frawley turns the double play. Hit it right at Jake Opitz, right into the 4-6-3. And that was a bullet of a ground ball, but right at him. And that's maybe the only way that you double up Constanza with his speed. He hit it right at him for the 4-6-3. No runs, 3 hits, 2 runners left. Almost every ball was hit hard that inning, but still scoreless as we go to the 3rd.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Are you getting pumped for another year of high school football? Well, all this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2015 York Adams League. Or go to WOYK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, and only here on Sports Radio 1350.
York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
No No score despite a combined 7 hits in the first 2 innings. We go to the third tonight. Casey Stevenson to lead things off for Southern Maryland. Single to right his first time. First pitch from Neal is over for a strike. Revs with 4 hits, Blue Crabs with 3. Singles all the way around. The 0-1 and a slider for a strike. Neal starts it away, curls it over, and ahead quickly on the lefty Stevenson. The wind and the 0-2 and a foul tip back into the net. 2, 3, and 4 in the order due up. Neal kicks, fires home, and that misses low. 1 and 2. Wind the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good sharp curveball, and Neal with his second K of the night. 1 down here in the third. That one started middle and broke down and in. Revs were in Southern Maryland, then went to Camden. Now they're home against Southern Maryland. Then they'll be home against Lancaster. They'll go to Bridgeport, and then they'll go to Southern Maryland again. So 3 series between these two as Zach Wilson looks at a slider for a strike. What is it, 3 out of 6 series against Southern Maryland. The 0-1, and it misses up high. Wilson singled to right center in the first. 1-1, and a swing and a bouncing ball to short. Valdez to his right and charging up. He gloves and fires to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the third. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard tonight, Somerset and Camden have another off day, so that's 2 in a row. They won't open their series until tomorrow night at TD Bank Ballpark. They're on a mini vacation. Here's Jake Opitz. First pitch to the left-handed hitter is over for a strike. Lancaster trails 2-0 in Bridgeport in the second inning. Sugarland hosting Long Island. Skeeters with a 1-0 first inning lead. Slider down low. 1-1 to Opitz, who lined out on a broken bat to second base in the first inning. Pitch, and it just missed a little high. Looked pretty good. Two-one, and a swing and a tap foul over by the first base on deck area. Excellent, excellent hustle from our bat boy. It did not go unnoticed. There's the 2-2, and it misses in the dirt. So full count to Opitz. Neal facing the Blue Crabs cleanup man. Trying to have his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. And the payoff pitch. Just missed low. My goodness. Neal was walking off to the dugout, waiting for the strike call to go up, and then realized he had to go back up the mound and continue to pitch.
He wanted it.
There wasn't a whole lot wrong with it. Right around knee high, thereabouts. So a 2-out walk, his second issued tonight, and he'll face Jovan Rosa. First pitch is in there for strike 1. He struck out Rosa looking to end the first inning tonight. stranding first and third in the first inning. He stranded first and second in the second inning. Stretch, the 0-1, and it's down low. Rose has been hot, and he did a number against the Revs in Waldorf. He hit a pair of 2-run homers against them. In fact, he hit one in the first inning of that series, and then in the last inning of the series, a walk-off pitch here is foul-tipped back to the net, and it's 1-2. Got 6 home runs for the year, 268 hitter entering play tonight. Neal ready. 1-2, and it misses high and away. De La Cruz a snap throw, and Opitz is back standing at first. Neal kind of methodically trying to work his way through here early on tonight. Hasn't taken off in a rhythm just yet, as Rosa asks for time and backs out. He's kind of had to battle it a little bit.
He's sort of tiptoeing through his outing thus far and trying to almost take an individual game plan, a meticulous one in each batter that comes up to the plate. Just can't seem to stick to one pitch for a crucial amount of time, but still has been effective thus far tonight.
Well, now De La Cruz out to have a quick check of signs with him with a runner at first base here. They're trying to be on the same page. There's the stretch, the 2-2, and a swing and a liner to left field, carrying, and Boggs jumps, and it's over his outstretched glove, off the base of the wall. Constanza unable to pick it up the first time, and Opitz sprints around to score the whole way from first. Southern Maryland with the game's first run. Jovan Rosa nailing one off the base of the wall and left. And Boggs went back. He leaped for it. He's stretching out that calf, it looks like, after being tested on that jump. But it carried just over his glove, hit the bottom of the wall, rebounded hard back toward left center. And they were sending Opitz the entire way. Even if Constanza picked it up the first time, I don't know if they'd have gotten him. Here's Jamar Walton, who takes in the dirt. An RBI double, and Rosa's assault against the Revs continues. Blue Crabs, the game's first run, 1-0. A 1-0, and that's in for a strike. Walton singled to left, leading off the second inning, but was stranded. A 1-1. And a ground ball the other way at third, and Pounds cradles it in, playing the hop, and his throw across is in the dirt, but Perez makes the backhand pick. Pounds didn't have much of a chance to get set on that throw, and Perez helps him at the other end. But the Blue Crabs strike first tonight, a run on one hit. The 2-out walk is the run that scores, one runner left. We go to the bottom of the third, it's 1-0 Southern Maryland.
Whether it's for sport, protection, or recreation, Spar Firearms is the best place to go for all of your firearm needs. With a large selection of new and used firearms, Spar carries an array of brands, as well as ammo and other accessories. Whether you're an avid collector, sharpshooting expert, hunter, or weekend enthusiast, Spar Firearms provides everything you need no matter your experience. For the best in convenience, selection, and customer service, visit Spar Firearms, 6108 Carlisle Pike in Mechanicsburg, and online at sparfirearms.com.
Turn this on.
The Rich Eisen Show.
He is unbelievable.
Rich Eisen.
Let's go to the phone lines. They are lit. Catherine in South Carolina, can I help you?
Yes, I am having emotional distress. I'm going to sue the Jones family.
Don't.
This is crazy. It's the most stupid, idiotic thing. The Jones are screwing this up. And I am sick. I've left work. I'm nauseous. He's strung us out on DeMarco.
Well, what about the idea that anybody could run behind that offensive line, Catherine? Catherine, you don't buy that one?
DeMarco is family. He and Tony and Jason do everything together. He's family. I just started to be a Cowboys fan again, and happiness has just plunged to despair. What the Jones has done to my emotional state, they should be sued.
Don't go litigious on me here, okay?
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Nothing. Southern Maryland on top early. As we head to the bottom of the third, Wilson Valdez to lead off. Flew to center his first time. All those combined hits the first 2 innings that didn't score, but the 2-out walk ends up coming around. 1 hit is all it took, and Wilson Valdez shows bunt and lets a strike come by. As a bunt hit, and the Revs' last game on Monday leads the team with 8 of those this season. But he had a little discussion with the plate ump after that strike call. And the 0-1 from Grenning, a breaking ball, and he taps it foul. It bounced up against his leg. Granting a couple of years ago with Lancaster 6-7, but his ERA was in the 3s. And a rough year last year, but has bounced back somewhat. He deals, and it's just outside, 1-2. Before coming to the Atlantic League, he was a double-digit winner in the American Association. Kansas City T-Bones. 1-2, and a swing and a pop-up at second base. Opitz trotting in and makes the grab. 1 down. T-Bones, that's where Chris Regas is pitching now. He could run his own college in that clubhouse and just teach all of his teammates.
Intelligent guy. I was depressed when he cut his hair. He had some mighty good-looking locks going on for him when he had some time for the Revs.
There's Eric Patterson, who takes high. The professor. Patterson a walk his first time up.
There's a time the professor and the judge were on the same team together.
Yeah. Pitch outside, 2-0.
Open up a law school between the two.
Grenning kicks and a 2-0. That's high and away. Grenning originally an Indians draft pick. 38th round in 08 out of California Polytechnic State University. Probably like Caltech, but that's the full name. As Patterson swings and misses. 3-1. Eighth-year pro Grenning is. 3 years in the Indian system to begin his career. Now the pitch. And a swing and a well-hit ball deep but foul. Patterson, I believe, just hit one onto the clubhouse roof in right field. Right over the Mezzogiorno sign, but foul. That thing went a long way to only be strike 2. A full count. And Grenning twists and deals and misses inside. Patterson will take his base. Now the Revs with a 2-out walk. And Brandon Boggs will try to back that up. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest tonight. Oh, 1 out. My bad. Thank you, Ray.
Not a problem.
Well, that's good news. I'm glad there's only one out. Colleen Duffy is our participant tonight. The Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run game. Here's Boggs. And Grenning with the pitch. It is a little bit high. How in the world did I think there were 2 outs?
I have no clue, Daryl. I have to ask yourself that, which you just did, but you get my meaning.
On the stretch, a move to first. Patterson dives back. That is the second time tonight in as many trips to the plate that he has walked.
That last at bat was almost a 4-pitch walk, just like his first one.
40th walk of the year. Right near the top of the league in that department. Boggs isn't that far behind. Pitch to him is up a little bit, 2-0.
And Pounds is right up there with them as well.
Moneyball. Billy Bean would be proud. The problem, unfortunately, has been getting the hits to drive the runners in for much of the year. That's the other part of the equation. Throw to first, and Patterson, the former A, dives back. Two and 0 to Boggs. Grenning slipping out of the strike zone a little bit here. Now back to the plate, and that misses in 3-0. And that's not at all where he wanted it either. They were set up away. Outer half anyway. Now Boggs just getting back in tonight. See if they turn him loose. Patterson's running, and he does swing and pops it up foul. Unfortunately for Boggs, it'll get into the stands behind the third base dugout. So no harm. It would have been a strike anyway. Roped a single up the middle his first time, picking up where he had left off before missing the last week. They hold Patterson at first with 1 out. The stretch from Grenning. And the 3-1 not running, and Boggs swings and skies one toward the stands in right, and it's out of play back toward the picnic area. Bounces right under the pavilion. So full count. Now a pretty good bet that Patterson will be on the move again. Revs trailing 1-0 here in the third inning. And Grenning ready. 3-2, he's not running, and a ground ball towards second. Opitz a step left, pivoted and threw it, and they do turn the double play, and Boggs clearly is slowed by a couple of steps, nursing that calf. 4-6-3, Opitz had time to pivot and throw to second. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the fourth. Ray will have the play-by-play. Revs trail the Blue Crabs 1-0.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment. And both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Revolution! Are you brave enough to come out for Daredevil Night, August 23rd? Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. Daredevil Night will feature a motorcycle riding a tightrope and Mad Chad, the chainsaw juggler. All aboard the Revolution Express. Revolution!
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
First pitch from Matt Neal to keep Castillo fouled off to the left to start off the fourth inning. It's a 1-0 Southern Maryland lead over the Revolution here at the bank. Lead off strikeout, but in the last inning for Neal, and a walk to Opitz ended up hurting him. An RBI double from Johan Rosa. Next pitch from Neal to Castillo near the dirt, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Next pitch fouled off just by near the under barrel of that bat from Castillo and fouled off near his leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Castillo was acquired by the Blue Crabs from the Barnstormers as they traded Tyler Wagner to Lancaster. 1-2 pitch from Neal, swung on by Castillo, fielded by Valdez at short, and a relay over to Dre at first is in time. Neal tried to take a stab at it out of the air, but it was low and got past him. But Valdez was right there to back up his pitcher and make the easy throw over to Dre at first to get the first out of the inning. 1 away now here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 Blue Crabs lead over the Revs. Casey Frawley now up for his second at-bat. Grounded out the first, his first time up in the second. First offering from Neal, swung on by Frawley, heading towards the outfield, and it'll drop in front of Patterson in right field. And Constanza will come across towards the warning track to field it, to toss over to Reynolds, who comes towards shallow right to cut off Frawley. It'll be a double for him. Frawley, while he's known for his defense, hits well against the Revs. Gustavo Molina on the disabled list for the time being. He leads the team in batting average against the Revs, .355 coming into tonight's contest. Casey Stevenson behind him at .348. Anton DeJesus now at bat for his second time tonight. Was walked his first time. First pitch from Neal. Finds the outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now on DeJesus, who started this year with the Blue Crabs in a leadoff role primarily, then went on the injured list and came back. Has struggled a bit trying to get back to where he used to be in the beginning of this season. A 1 pitch from Neal outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And when he was taken off to the disabled list, 2 for 4 in his first game on July 31st against the Skeeters. Missed 44 games of a foot injury. 1-1 from Neal. Gets past Luis De La Cruz, and they're going to send Frawley over the third. It's going to be a wild pitch. Now it's 2 balls, 1 strike on DeJesus, with Frawley now at third. Neal walk back to the mound. He's not happy with himself. He's struggled a bit, but hasn't had a whole lot of struggles against the Blue Crabs this far. It's just the 1 RBI double against him that's hurt him. And a liner from DeJesus over the head of Neal. He has to drop and not risk getting hit in the face, but it's going to score Frawley. It's an RBI single for Anton DeJesus, and now it's a 2-0 lead for the Blue Crabs here in the top of the fourth. An unfortunate shot there. Just lucky that Neal got out of the way. Dropped just in time to get under and safely away from that ball. Fortunately, we'll score a run. That's a 2-0 lead for the Blue Crabs. Fred Lewis now steps in for his third at-bat. First offering from Neal, popped up towards the third base side. Pounds will sprint over to try and make a grab at it, but it'll be into the stands and foul. Knocked back by a fan into the grass. Pounds will field it. Not an out, though. No balls, 1 strike on Fred Lewis early. Lewis steps back in. And Neal readies. The 0-1 shows a bunt, and he lays it down. De La Cruz comes towards, but Neal will call him off to field it, and the throw to Dre takes him off the bag. And Lewis is going to be safe at first. Now to Jesus at second, Lewis at first with one out. Casey Stevenson now up for his third at-bat. Be a bunt single for Lewis. Got just the right placement on that. Neal, good attempt at trying to field it, but his throw is a little wonky and drew Dre off the bag at first. Fletcher will come out now to talk some mechanics of Neal, make sure he's all right. An RBI single from DeJesus that was lined right back towards Neal's face. May have shooken him up a little bit. Fletch probably going out there to see he's all right, and it's not affecting him mechanically. That's tough when a ball comes right at you. The adrenaline's got to be pumping and gets you off your game a little bit. Neal looks all right, though. Fletch will walk back. Stevenson up for the third time tonight. Struck out his second at-bat and a single in the first. It's 1 for 2. Neal looks back to Jesus at second. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Revs have some bullpen activity. Edward Paredes warming up. Matt Neal working on pitch number 81 here in the top of the fourth. The 1-0. Down near the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. He'll get a new ball here from the plate up Derek Moshe. Looking to prevent the Blue Crabs from getting an even greater lead over the Revs here in the top of the fourth, a 2-0 lead. 2-0 from Neal. Near the dirt again for ball 3 at the Joel De La Cruz to his right. 3-0 the count. After a ground out from Castillo to short, a double from Frawley, and then followed by an RBI single from Anton DeJesus. As the Blue Crabs up 2-0 after an RBI double from Johan Rosa scored the first run for them. And a bunt single from Fred Lewis has him on at first, and DeJesus at second. 3-0 near the dirt again, and that's going to be a walk. 4-pitch walk to Casey Stevenson, and that's going to load the bases here. 1 out, and now Zach Wilson due up. He's 1 for 2. Tonight's K-Man. Single in the first and a ground out to short in the third. Precarious situation here for the Revs now in the top of the fourth. Trying to prevent a 2-0 lead from growing. Wilson steps up with the bases loaded. First offering from Neal. Swung on by Wilson and heading towards right field. Patterson's got a read on it, and he'll put it away. Jesus will tag up from third, and he'll make it there in time. The RBI sac fly is successful. So now it's a 3-0 Blue Crabs lead. Jake Opitz now up. Now runners at the corners. 2 outs. Opitz 0 for 1 of a line out the second and a walk in the third. Opitz is looking for that production he had last year when he led the Blue Crabs in home runs of 18. First pitch from Neal is swung on and missed by Opitz. 0-1 the count. The oblique injury he suffered this year definitely hampered his production. Missed 18 games. Turned the lineup on May 28th, so didn't have a chance to get his season off to a rocketing start, which he typically does when he's healthy. 1 pitch from Neal, swung on and fouled the first base side by Opitz, now 0-2. Opitz in his 8th professional season. Was drafted by the Cubs in the 12th round of the 2008 MLB draft. His brother Shane currently plays for AA New Hampshire. So baseball runs in the family. The 0-2 from Neal. A little high, but we'll call it ball 1. Thought that was good enough for the high strike they're typically calling this year, but doesn't get one there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Opitz. 1-2, a little high again. This one for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Opitz just batting 183 of runners in scoring position this season. Very unlike him. 2-2. Just inside. Ball 3. Full count now on Opitz. Neal didn't like that. A little extra snap to his glove and that relay back from De La Cruz. Does not want to load the bases again this inning. That occurs and might be the end of Neal's night. Neal readies in the payoff pitch. Can't get it and goes down near the dirt. A walk to Opitz. And the bases will be loaded again, this time for Johan Rosa, who has been a thorn in the Revs' side as of late. No step up. 1 for 2 tonight for strikeout in the first and an RBI double in the third, which scored the first run for the Blue Crabs in this game. Rosa has been hot as of late. Has homered his 4 games in the last 7. So he's been hot. First pitch from Neal, down here third for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Hit his first walk-off home run of the season against the Revs at Southern Maryland on July 30th. 1-0 the count. Next pitch outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Rosa signed as a free agent by Southern Maryland on June 7th. He played 17 games for Bridgeport this season, hitting 186 with 5 ribbies. 2-0 the count. Pitch from Neal, a little high for ball 3. He is really struggling now. In danger of walking in a run. Bases loaded of 2 outs. 3-0 count for Johan Rosa. And the next pitch is outside near the dirt. Neal walks in a run. It's now a 4-0 Blue Crabs lead here in the top of the 4th. An inning that the Revs did not need at all. It's a tough outing for Neal, and it looks like Mace will come out and pull him. And Paredes will most likely be stepping in for him. A tough outing for Neal tonight, Darryl. He's typically done well against the Blue Crabs this season, but he struggled a little bit with location tonight, and it just all snowballed up to this inning, and it's a shame that it ended in this fashion.
Yeah, he was, I'd have to imagine it maybe in a mechanical rut when you miss to the same side that many times, and it was a lot of consistently down and away from righties, and just couldn't get the feel in the release point. Couldn't get into sync tonight, and he's coming off a start where he was really sharp at Southern Maryland, so just one of those nights. I mean, you never see 5 walks in a game from Matt Neal. That have to go back and look, but that might be threatening his career high for a single game. He just does not walk that many, so he obviously was not himself tonight. And had Neal not gotten Wilson, albeit on a sac fly, I think they would have brought in Paredes then. They were motioning to the bullpen that Paredes would have had the next hitter, Opitz, who was left-handed. Neal then ended up getting Wilson, albeit on a sac fly. So they left him in to face Opitz to try to finish the inning, but unfortunately he walked him. So they stay with him to face one more right-hand hitter, and unfortunately he walks him, forcing in that run. So if not for the sac fly earlier in the inning, Paredes probably would have been in earlier. Then they try to get Neal through the inning, and unfortunately just couldn't figure out the release point or whatever in time to salvage finishing off this 4th inning tonight.
And it seemed it was going to be a typical inning for Neal. If the routine ground out from Castillo to short, and the double from Frawley didn't seem to scramble Neal too much, but I have to think that liner right towards his head from Antone to Jesus had scored a run got to him a little bit, got his adrenaline pumping, and I think may have messed him up a tad mechanically. He got to him in his pitching game a bit tonight, and had to think that's somewhat of a factor in this outing.
Could be. I mean, that's a great point with the adrenaline pumping. You're just a little bit different dynamic to it after you see your life flash before your eyes like that.
Certainly. Jamal Walton steps in to take on Edward Paredes. Walton 1 for 2 with a single in the second and a ground out the third. His second time up in the third. Performing DH duties for the Blue Crabs tonight. Came into the evening batting .279 with 2 homers and 29 runs batted in. A 1 pitch from Paredes outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the Freedom Division, Walton is third in batting average of .279. Had a nice game again on July 17th against Camden, batting 3 for 3 for a double and an RBI. 1-1 misses, it's now 2-1. Walton was named an Atlantic League All-Star for the first time in his career and hit a double in the 7th inning to tie the game. All-Star again, Bridgeport this season, 2-1, and Walton gets nothing but air on that swing. Nice pitch from Paredes there, 2-2 the count now. Paredes settles in the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes Jamal Walton out to end the inning. Well, the damage is done by the Blue Crabs, however. It's a 4-0 lead for Southern Maryland as we now head to the bottom of the fourth as the Revs look to respond.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis
Ace
raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around-look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to take that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Asics, New Balance, Wilson, and K-Swiss in widths that fit, and the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines ready to help with your selection. Tennis, it's a whole new game. Be prepared to play it well.
Flying feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Grenning in the pitch of forfeiting for the Blue Crabs as we're now in the bottom of the fourth. A 4-0 Southern Maryland lead over the Revs. Due up for the Revs this inning, Brian Pounds, Mikey Reynolds, and Andres Perez. Pounds now up for his second at bat. Grounded out the third, his first time up. First offering from Grenning, misses high, ball 1. Grenning with the pivot turn, and the 1-0. Finds his zone for strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Face doesn't seem a little dead to now. There they go. Apologies to Scott Parker. I shall never question him again. The 1-1. Fouled off by Pounds at the first base side, little dribbler. 1-2 the count. Pounds, last game for the Revs on Monday, 0 for 5. Game he'd like to forget, but overall on the road trip went 7 for 28, 2 home runs, 3 doubles, batted in 3 runs, scored 3 runs and was walked twice. 1-2 from Grenning, misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Pounds currently ranked 7th in the league in batting average. Tied of Casey Stevenson. Next offering swung on by Pounds and be lined right to Rosa in left field for out number 1. A well hit ball, but Rosa had a good track on it and able to chase it down. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. So a 4-0 Blue Crabs lead. Mikey Reynolds now up for his second at-bat. Flew out the right field. First time up. Reynolds steps in. Castillo into a half split and throw from Grenning. Finds his zone for strike 1. 0-1 the count on Reynolds early. Mikey Reynolds coming into tonight has reached safely in 35 of his last 37 games of hits. In 31 of those 37 games. Impressive numbers from him. Next pitch from Grenning misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grenning readies and the pivot turn with the throw. 1-1, swung on by Reynolds, and tracking towards right field is Lewis. He'll make the grab near the warning track for out number 2. Another well-hit ball, but another good track from the outfield of Blue Crabs, and now 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Andres Perez steps up now, just 1 hit away. 400 hits all time with the Revs. He'd be the first Revs player to do so. Is 1 for 1 tonight with a single. Let's see if he can go 0 for 2. Go 2 for 2, I should say. Definitely do not want Dre going 0 for 2. First offering from Grenning from the pivot. Down near the dirt, ball 1.
Putting 3 infielders on the left of second, overshifting on Dre.
Definitely close together are Stevenson and Frawley. Sort of an obtuse triangle with Rosa out there. 1-0 is hit hard from Perez, and that has some distance. Can it make it? It will! A home run from Andres Perez, and that's an important one because it includes his 400th hit all-time as a Rev. The first time a Revs player has reached this great acclamation. Absolutely great from Andres Perez. 400th hit all-time with the Revs. And it's an important one as it gets the Revs on the board in this game. Now a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead, and the Revs try to just chip away here. And that solo home run from Andres Perez will definitely help out Daryl.
Yeah, and it's interesting. They shifted for him to pull. They pitched him in to pitch him into the shift while he hit it way over the shift and out of the park. I mean, you're playing with fire going in on him there, and he burned him.
2 for 2 now is Andres Perez. Not 0 for 2. That'll teach me. 1-0 the count on Calderon after the first pitch from Grenning missed near the dirt. Swing and a miss this time from Calderon. 1-1 the count.
He hit that to the back of the playground.
He has had some well-hit balls in this stadium this season. Still not as well hit as that one last Friday home game. That cleared Arch Street and probably cleared the river, most likely cleared Smalls Field. 1-1 pitch from Grenning, swung on by Calderon. It's hit towards Wilson at first, and he'll take it himself. Grenning helped out to try to cover, but Wilson did not need any assistance. A solo home run from Andres Perez, his 400th hit as a Rev all time, gets the Revs on the board, but it's a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead as we now head to the top of the 5th.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
Do it for me. Do it for America.
Rich Eisen.
Looks like Mark Sanchez, this is his team now. And he dropped a 50-yard dime on Jeremy Macklin in his first pass attempt. And Jason Peters says he didn't know it was Sanchez back there. He didn't know that Foles went out. He turns around to celebrate with his quarterback and give him an attaboy. And it's Sanchez.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Are you getting pumped for another year of high school football? Well, all this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2015 York Adams League. Or go to WOYK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine and only here on Sports Radio 1350.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Top of the fifth here at Santander Stadium, a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead over the Revs. A solo home run from Andres Perez, his 400th all-time with the Revs, gets them on the board. Castillo steps in for his third at-bat. First offering from Paredes to Castillo. Swung on and missed by Castillo. Colleen Duffy, congratulations with that solo home run from Andres Perez. You win our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest. You can pick up your prize package. A one pitch from Paredes, miss ball one. Prize package courtesy of WOIK 1350, the Revs and Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. You can pick it up at your convenience in the Apple Chevrolet ticket office during normal business hours. 1-1 the count. Paredes, next throw, misses near the dirt and inside. Ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike on Castillo, the former Barnstormer. Darrell wanted to come on the air, but fought better of it. 2-1 now on Castillo. Next pitch from Paredes, swung on and missed by Castillo. 2-2 the count now. Also at that home run, he has now tied Scott Grimes, second most home runs all time at 45. So Drake climbing the ranks in the Revs record book. 2-2 pitch from Paredes, swung on by Castillo, and it drops down for a base hit in shallow center. So a single from Castillo to lead off the inning. Casey Farley now due up, who started the damage. The Blue Crabs delivered to the Revs in the top of the fourth with a double, followed by an RBI single from Anton De Jesus. And they would score another if an RBI sac fly from Zach Wilson, and then Matt Neal would walk in a run by walking Johan Rosa. Make it 4-0. Blue Crabs over the Revs. When he pulled after that, and Paredes has been in since. First offering from Casey Frawley, right down the chute for strike one. 0-1 the count on Frawley. One from Paredes, swung on and missed. Like Frawley almost got a piece of somebody down there, either Moshe or De La Cruz. Frawley has had some big moments on offense this season for Southern Maryland. Recorded the game-winning hit on Independence Day against the Skeeters, Southern Maryland, and homered on back-to-back nights, July 30th and 31st, against the Revs. Well, against the Revs on the 30th, and then against the Skeeters on the 31st. 0-2 pitch from Paredes, fouled back by Frawley, hitting the net. Still 0-2. Frawley finally readies, and so does Paredes. And the 0-2 swung and popped up by Frawley. towards the mound. Anyone's ball, really, and it'll be fielded by Dre. Pounds, De La Cruz, and Paredes all in the area. And Dre will be the one to put it away. One away now with Castillo at first with the leadoff single. Anton De Jesus now up for his third at-bat. One for one tonight with a walk in the second and an RBI single in the fourth. I scored Frawley. Runner at first, and Castillo with one out. Still a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead, top of the fifth. First offering from Paredes. Right down the chute for strike one. Ball had a nice dip from Paredes there. Found the location he wanted. 0-1 the count on De Jesus. Next pitch, almost a check swing from De Jesus, but he pulled back, but regardless, good for a strike. 0-2 the count. Paredes relaxes and throws the 0-2. Called third strike from Moshe. De Jesus doesn't like it. He'll just look at it and then look back at Moshe, but walk off without any real argument. Two away now in the top of the fifth. Fred Lewis due up now for his fourth at-bat of the evening. 1 for 3 this evening with a ground out the short, pop up the third, and a bunt single in the fourth. A big inning for the Blue Crabs. He'll look to try to advance Castillo at first with 2 outs. Working with a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead. Paredes readies, and the first pitch to Lewis. He shows bunt but pulls back. And inside for ball one. Looked good strike quality up here, but Moshe, no calls. 1-0 the count now on Lewis. Paredes, the 1-0. Finds his own for the strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paredes, when Castillo at first, he takes a look, hunches up his shoulders, and then relaxes. This is rhythm of delivery tonight. 1-1. Lewis bunts, but right to Paredes. Left the barrel of the bat. Did not have any chance to touch the ground. Paredes was right there. He knew he was going for it. So a heads-up play from Paredes ends the inning and strands Castillo at first and keeps it a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead as the Revs look to add on the runs heading towards the bottom of the fifth.
Is your home team stuck in the doldrums of summer? Does your family wake up calling every day a boring day? Well, step up to the plate and pull them out of that slump by calling in the big hitter. Here's the game plan. Wake up early before anyone else, sneak out of the house, and run down to the nearest Maple Donuts, where Charlie and his team are busy loading up the bases with 58 varieties of freshly made Maple Donut All-Stars. And what a lineup! Oh, so sweet glazed Maple Donuts. Sprinkles, always a fan favorite, both chocolate and vanilla, jelly-filled, cream-filled, chocolate peanut covered, even peanut butter devil's food. Then round the corner and head for home with your big Baker's Dozen box of freshly picked winners. Your family will roll out of bed, stumble down the stairs, walk into a kitchen filled with that irresistible smell, and cheer you as they start their day the Maple Donuts way. So step up to the plate and bring them home, Slugger. Maple Donuts, the perfect game plan for the perfect summer breakfast surprise.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the fifth at Santander Stadium, a 4-1 Blue Crabs lead. A nice scoreless inning from Edward Paredes keep it a 4-1 game. Luis De La Cruz will lead off the inning for the Revs, followed by Constanza and Valdez. Constanza steps in for his... So De La Cruz steps in for his second at-bat. 1-for-1 tonight with a single in the second. First pitch from Grenning finds his zone for strike one. One on De La Cruz. Next pitch from Grenning down near the dirt for ball one. One and one the count on De La Cruz. Next offering from Grenning. Base hit up towards center field for Luis De La Cruz, and now 2 for 2 with singles both times tonight. Has a hit in 5 of his last 6 games, and that continues here tonight. Able to find what he wants well and swing well thus far tonight. 2 for 2 of singles. So a runner at first for Jose Constanza, and before he takes his first swing, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Constanza takes the first pitch from Grenning for strike one. Didn't swing, so my statement holds true there. 0-1 the count on Constanza. Next pitch, Constanza quickly showed a bunt, but Constanza pulled back. Ball outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Constanza. Major League veteran who played 112 MLB games of Atlanta over 4 seasons from 2011 to 2014. 1-1 from Grenning finds the zone for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Revs have Tony Pena warming up in the bullpen. Don't want to put too much on Paredes. Came in relief for Matt Neal, who struggled in the 4th. 1-2. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Constanza is a career 300 hitter with 522 games at AAA, mostly with Gwinnett, a team that Brandon Boggs played for last year after he was signed from the Bridgeport Bluefish. 2-2 the count on Constanza. Next pitch swung on by Constanza. That's going to drop for a base hit in front of De Jesus in center. De La Cruz is going to try for a second base. And oh my, Grenning runs into Derek Moshe, who came over from home plate to get a good eye on the play. I have not seen anything like that in my career as a broadcaster, which has been short. Grenning will check on Moshe, who seems okay. Grenning apologetic about it. De La Cruz is safe at third. I believe it will be a double for Constanza. Runner at third and second. If Wilson Valdez due up, I'm trying not to chuckle because Moshe could have been hurt, because Grenning, he's not a small guy. He's got a good center of gravity on him. He bowled Moshe over like a bowling ball. My goodness. Moshe seems okay.
Replay.
Oh my goodness. Go with the replay. Wilson Valdez due up. My goodness.
Well, I think he protected him from drilling Polo.
Well, he shoulder checked him right in the chin almost. My goodness.
Grenning tackled him before he could get to Polo.
Like
he
UFC
blocked.
fight. Goodness gracious. Is Ronda Rousey in the night? My goodness. Well, everyone's all right. Runners at third and second for the Revs. If Wilson Valdez up for his third at-bat. First offering from Grenning down near the dirt for ball one. I believe that was a double for Constanza. It was a single with the advancement of the throw and the hoopla with Moshe. So now that we got that squared away, 1-0 the count on Valdez. No outs, runners in third and second. 1-0 pitch, good for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valdez playing well his last 6 games, 11 for 25, batting .440 with 7 stolen bases. struggled at bits this season, but that right there is Wilson Valdez, we remember from 2014, has played at that level this season at points. Definitely more as of late. 2-1 the count on Valdez. That's the 1-1 pitch from Grenning, missed on the outside. Two-1 from Grenning, swung on by Valdez, and going towards Opitz at second. In time with the relay. It's first, but it will score a run, an RBI ground out for Wilson Valdez. De La Cruz advances to home on it. One away. Constanza now moves to third, and it's now a 4-2 Blue Crabs lead. Revs chipping away even more here. A solo home run from Andres Perez in the fourth, his 400th all-time. Now the RBI ground out from Wilson Valdez, and the Revs certainly not out of this game. Eric Patterson steps up for his third at-bat. 0 for 0. Not because he hasn't had any at-bats, but he's been walked both times he's been up previously. Once on 4 pitches in his first at-bat of the inning, and took it to a full count, his second at-bat in the third. First pitch from Grenning, swung on, and a tapper foul towards the first base side from Patterson. Patterson dealing with a neck strain the last couple of days, but he's feeling good along with Brandon Boggs with the calf injury. 0-1 from Grenning, misses away, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Crabs have bullpen activity as well. Right-hander Tim Sexton warming up for them. The 1-1 from Grenning. That misses for ball 2. A tad inside on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike on Patterson. Learned earlier this season he's a player of video games. He's working on Destiny as of late. It's a fine title. 2-1 pitch from Grenning, a little high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Patterson. Could be 3 walks in a row for Patterson, a turkey of walks for him, possibly. See what happens next with the 3-1 pitch coming up from Grenning. He readies, and the throw. Swung on and missed by Patterson. He'll work it to a full count again like he did in the third. See if the results will be the same this time around. Patterson, of course, the Revs all-time leader in triples, 27, 14 more than any other player. And is suited up in a Revs uniform. Full count, and he misses. A third walk in a row for Eric Patterson facing Brian Grenning tonight. And it's runners at the corners of Patterson at first and Constanza at third. 1 away, and Brandon Boggs due up. Not sure if they're going to pull Grenning here. It's like they're pitching coach Dan Reichert checking on him, making sure how he is mechanically and letting him know what the game plan is.
He's the only guy that Grenning has walked all night, and he's walked him 3 times.
As strange as I ever saw it, Daryl.
Ties the most walks by one batter for the Revs in a game this season, and Eric Patterson was the one who did it the first time, April 29th against Lancaster.
I was going to ask you about any interesting info nuggets on that situation, but you beat me to the punch there. Thank you for reading my mind. It's Brandon Boggs' third at-bat. He's 1 for 2 this evening of his single, his first time up in the first, and then hit into a 4-6-3 double play to end the third. Runners at the corners for him have 1 away. Swings at the first pitch from Grenning, and that'll be fielded for a double play. He dies, but not in time. And that will end the inning as well. Unfortunate for Boggs. Cannot score runs that the Revs are looking to increase their gain towards Southern Maryland, but it's going to remain a 4-2 lead for the Blue Crabs as we now head to the top of the 6th.
Broadway transmission. I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Revolution! Woo! The Cowboy Monkeys are back at Santander Stadium, August 11th. Revolution Baseball is better than ever. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. The world-famous Cowboy Monkey Rodeo is back August 11th, performing between innings and post-game. Get your tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Revolution!
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Back to a song called An Honest Mistake, and I have made plenty of those all around, just in general. But now in the top of the sixth, 4-2 lead for the Blue Crabs. Tony Pena now in the pitch for the Revolution. His last appearance came on August 2nd against Camden, a scoreless inning, only allowing one hit against the River Sharks. Casey Stevenson steps in for his fourth at-bat. First pitch from Pena, swung on by Stevenson, and a hopper foul. That had some speed to it. Flirted with being fair, but called foul by first base Nate Caldwell. It'll be Stevenson, Wilson, Opitz due up this inning. And last up at Stevenson was walked in the fourth, and an RBI sac fly from Wilson scored Antone DeJesus, and then Opitz was walked as well in that big fourth for the Blue Crabs. 0-2 the count on Stevenson as he takes a one pitch for strike two. Good stuff there from Pena. 0-2 the count. Pena fires and a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Some routine work there from Pena. Made that one look easy. One away with a strikeout from Stevenson, and tonight's K-Man now due up, and Zach Wilson. He's 1 for 2 of his single. Ground out to short in the third, then the RBI sac fly in the fourth. Red Sticks have not been awarded just yet. Come close a couple of times tonight, but not fruitful, the endeavors for the K-Man this evening. First pitch from Pena outside for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes on Wilson. Pena readies in the 1-0. Swung on and missed by Wilson. 1 ball, 1 strike. And begin the Breadsticks chants, eventually. Oh, there. Oh, the sound effect went. That counts. Fans get the picture. 1-1 count on Wilson. Pena readies after looking in, and the 1-1. A tapper right in front of the plate. De La Cruz will field it. The throw over to the first is in time. They get Wilson. Nice hustle there from both De La Cruz and Pena. De La Cruz ultimately the one to make the throw and gets it in time. No breadsticks, but successful anyway and got him out. Fan assist, I guess. Call it that. Opitz now due up for his fourth at bat. 0 for 1 with a line out to second, his first time up. And then was walked back-to-back times in the third and then the fourth inning. Steps in against Pena. This is the first time Pena has pitched against the Blue Crabs this season. First offering from Pena to Opitz, swung on and missed. Had to do a quick visual double check there. And it is true, this is the first time Pena has seen the Blue Crabs. A 1 pitch from Pena just misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Definitely a different group of names in this pitching staff than what started this season with. 1-1, swung on by Opitz, and short little roller to Reynolds at second. He'll make the routine throw over to Dre in time, and that'll end the inning. It goes 1, 2, 3 for Pena, and it remains a 4-2 game as now we head to the bottom of the 6th. Revs look to tie it, or even better, take the lead.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious funnel cakes from the York Fair to Santander Stadium. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near the Hop Corner, as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also, be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Eating Challenge played between innings during York Evolution home games. They also offer event catering. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Brian Grenning still on the mound for the Blue Crabs. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. Grenning looking to go 6th now. It's a 4-2 lead for the Blue Crabs here in the bottom of the 6th. Revs have scored the last 2 innings, 1 run each, and look to continue that the same if not more. Brian Pounds takes the first pitch for strike 1, 0-1 the count. It's Pounds, Reynolds, Perez due up. It's what led off the 4th. It's 2 flyouts and Pounds, and then Reynolds, followed by a solo home run from Andres Perez, his 400th hit all-time as a Revs player, and now with 45 home runs as the Rev, good for second, tying of Scott Grimes. So, game of momentous accolades reached this far this evening. The Revs looking to gain even more momentum if they scored the last 2 innings. 1-1 the count on Pounds as the 0-1 pitch from Grenning missed. This pitch fouled back by Pounds towards the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two the count on Pounds. Grenning readies. And the pivot throw of Castillo in the split. That's down near the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pounds right up there in walks. He's 41 this far on this season. Has not been walked tonight. All those have been to Eric Patterson. He's been walked 3 times in a row. 2-2 from Grenning. Swung on by Pounds in a huge pop-up. Got some great height to it. Frawley chasing it down, and he'll put it away. Almost in shallow left, and almost got away from him. He had the coat to his left, down almost near his hip. To go and snag that. That was in danger of dropping right in front of him for a base hit.
That was straight panic time. He did not know where that ball was. And I don't know how he found it in time, but when that thing went up and got above the lights, he was in full-out panic. He did not have a clue where it was.
Well, it shows to his credit as a fielder, he managed to find it and put it away for out one. Mikey Reynolds now up for his third at-bat. Flew out to right both times previously. Shows a bunt and takes one. And they're going to call it foul. Flirted with fair territory, but ultimately called foul. Took a weird hop. From this perspective, almost looked like it nearly caught the lip of his helmet. It was in front of him enough that he can get past it. Musical horns aplenty. Raining in the stadium. Can Travis get it in? I don't believe so. Nope, he cannot. Maybe next time, Travis. Got to get it this homestand, that's for sure. 41 seconds, I believe, not 42. I'll have to double check that. 0-1 from Grenning. Down to the dirt for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Castillo has the most unique setup of a catcher that I've ever seen in this league. The half split, typically of the right leg. It's so low to the ground, he's basically touching it. 1-1. Doesn't find the location that time. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike on Reynolds. Reynolds ready in the 2-1. Swung on by Mikey, and it goes rocketing towards the first base side and foul. Holy cow, indeed. It's 2-2. Had some speed to it. Had some well-hit foul balls towards the crowd this evening. Had to test some of our fans' athletic ability. One fan earlier tonight with a almost Calvin Johnson-like one-handed grab off the suite section. Had some velocity coming off that part of the stadium. Made it look easy. Definitely might have the experience as an outfielder or receiver, I think. 2-2 from Grenning. Inside for Reynolds. He ekes back with the hips. It's full count now. Grenning readies in the full count. Swung on by Reynolds and goes foul. Trey Barham now warming up for the Blue Crabs. Tim Sexton was warming up previously, but now they're switching with the left-hander there, Barham. Still a full count on Reynolds and Grenning in. 1 away with a pop out from Pounds. The throw from Grenning down near the dirt for ball 4. He walks Reynolds. Base runner for the Revs and Reynolds with some speed at first. Andres Perez now up. 2 for 2 with a single and a solo home run. Revs also a bullpen activity. Blue Crabs have left-hander Trey Barham warming up. Right-hander Luis Perdomo warming up for the Revolution currently. Dre steps in for his third at-bat. Mikey's at first base, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 Blue Crabs lead. Check over to the first from Grenning. Reynolds reaches back in time. Combined 15 hits between the teams. It's a 4-2 game. At one point it was 7 combined hits through 2. But it was still a scoreless game. Next pitch from Grenning to Dre. It's got some distance, and he'll drop in the warning track near Fred Lewis in right field. They're going to send Reynolds all the way, and he has the speed to do it. It's an RBI double for Andres Perez. What can you say about Dre that hasn't been said before? Some amazing hitting power. And he is just performing on all cylinders here tonight. It's now a 1-run game. Now just a 4-3 Blue Crabs lead, and that's going to be the end of Grenning's night. They're going to go to Barham now.
Well, Dre has been red hot, and tonight proves it. They tried to get him out in and get him to hit into a shift. He hits it just about through the back of the playground and onto Arch Street. He takes one the other way here and goes to the gap in right center. So he's beaten them to all fields tonight. And he just needs a triple, Ray. He just needs a triple now.
And if he does that, it'll be the second time he has batted the cycle in his Revs career.
He is one of the two that have done it so far.
Along with Scott Grimes, a man he's currently tied with second all-time in Revs home runs at 45 apiece.
It's a 7 total base night so far for Perez.
Absolutely unbelievable. They're going to go with Trey Barham here, the left-hander. He'll face Jacob Calderon once play resumes.
Well, we have the pleasure of updating the notes after every game, and at the moment, Perez record-setting totals in Revs history is up to 401 hits, 92 doubles, 142 extra base hits, 638 total bases. With 2 RBIs tonight, he's driven in 14 in his last 10 games. 9 in the last 5 games. That's a pretty good pace.
Absolutely. This is coming from a guy who has not had major league time.
Yeah.
His highest has been A+.
That's crazy to think.
And he bats as well as anybody.
Yeah, I remember when the Revs first acquired him in 2012. I mean, you just could not throw a fastball by him inside. His bat speed is something special, and as he started to square more balls up here recent weeks, I mean, he's not the biggest guy when you stand next to him, but that bat speed is something special. We saw him hit the walk-off home run that was maybe the longest in this stadium's history. The home run tonight just about left the playground. And his teammates, I've heard from a couple of them say that throughout much of this year, they feel like he has just missed on so many swings, and we might be seeing him heating up for an incredible stretch run of this season.
Absolutely. He has the right attitude as well. Humble. Doesn't talk a whole lot. Rather have his bat do the talking for him than anything else. Play resumes now with Trey Barham now in for the Blue Crabs. The left-hander facing Jacob Calderon. Calderon will take some time. Castillo will also take the time to talk to Barham. Trey at second at the RBI double with 1 away. Both teams with 8 hits apiece. Just a 1-run game.
Lefty, sorry, Ray.
4-3 the score. We're getting to the lefty-on-lefty matchup with Calderon and Barham.
Yeah, and Calderon's seen a lot more left-handers lately, and he's started to hit them a lot better, too.
Now at 231 against lefties. Now the first pitch from Barham, swing and a miss from Calderon. Tried to dig at it, but couldn't connect. 0-1 the count early. Barham ready as a quick look back to Dre at second, and the 0-1, inside. Real check over at third, and Dave Shirk says he didn't go. There's almost an awkward check swing, his elbow almost at an arch. He tried to eke away from that and avoid getting hit. 1-1 the count now. The throw from Barham outside, and Castillo reaching to his left to grab it. 2 balls, 1 strike on Calderon, who's been hot his last 14 games, batting .358, 19 for 53, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer over that span. Had a nice game on Monday with going 3 for 5 of a triple and a double against the River Sharks. 2-1. Hello, Mr. Spider. That is 3-1 on Calderon after that. Thought I got rid of him. Ugh. I have nothing to swat him with. Just pests follow us everywhere, Daryl. Including wasps the size of my hand.
That was incredible.
Get to that in just a bit. Well, maybe we will. Calderon steps out. Last Sunday home game here, I went to do the Revs report. I looked up at the light in the studio, and there was a wasp or a bee-like creature the size of my index finger and about as thick. I did not make any sudden movements. Let's say that. 3-1 from Barham to Calderon and get some contact on it, but loops towards third, and Casey Stevenson puts it away.
It really jammed him on that one.
He really did. Credit Barham on the location there. 2 away now here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner at second and Andres Perez and Luis de la Cruz due up. 2 for 2 tonight with a single in the 2nd and a single in the 5th.
I had all these grand plans to catch up on work in the studio after the game Sunday, and I had to leave. I mean, it was...
I felt bad leaving it for you, and I expected a text from you, and sure enough, when I settled in, we're watching some Sunday night baseball, I get a text from you that says there is a bee-type animal in the studio. Do not go into it until it is dead.
It was a monster.
Credit to Jackson Federle for killing it. First offering from Barham to De La Cruz down near the dirt for ball 1. Might have to make that a pregame interview with Jackson.
Oh, that's a great idea.
On killing that monster. You can still see the spray pattern in our window from the bug spray. Apparently Jackson went through half a can just for it to drop. We'll get you the full nitty-gritty details in a future pregame show, hopefully. 1-0 from Barham, finds his own for strike 1.
Well,
1-1 the count.
He is a great interview, as you'll recall.
Absolutely. We interviewed him after Gluttony Night, which was an all-you-can-eat contest with several people participating in our Diamond Deck, sponsored by Dietz & Blewett Insurance. Surprised he didn't make it to the top 3. And he bowed out after 3 innings. Said it was harder than he anticipated. You can find that interview as well as many others on the WOIK 1350 website, the York Evolution page. 1-1 the count on De La Cruz. And now one down near the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Annual scoreboard had it at 3-1. 3-0, I should say. It's been corrected 2-1 now. So 2-1 it is on De La Cruz. Barham readies and a quick look to Dre at second. Does it a second time. 2-1 swung on by De La Cruz and up past second base and Opitz, and the relay to home is not going to be in time. Dre is going to score. It's going to tie this game. De La Cruz tries for another base, and they'll say they got him. But regardless, before he was tagged out, the run crossed the plate. So it should be a tie ball game as we now head to the top of the 7th. Revs, a big inning there, crucial. And it's a tie ball game, 4 apiece as we now head to the top of the 7th.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Looking for a different kind of family fun? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Get on the ice with your friends for Rock and Skate. The last Friday of each month. Every Wednesday is family night with free skate rentals for the whole family. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. For party package prices and public skating times, check out YorkSkate.com. Want to learn to skate? Want to suit up and learn how to play some hockey? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Learn to skate programs are now available for all ages, for every skating ability. Class levels range from beginner to freestyle, where you'll learn basic jumps, spins, and footwork. And skating rental is included. Or get on the ice for York Ice Arena hockey programs. Taught by Ice Arena coaches, boys and girls can learn proper techniques for the game. Rental equipment is available. Group skating lessons and beginner hockey programs are forming now. Plus, York City residents get a 50% discount. Register today. Go to YorkSkate.com.
Waking up with the Zabe.
The Steve Zabin Show.
And I know people, I can already hear you screaming at your radio. You don't even have a real job, Zabin. You just sit in front of the microphone and flap your cake hole around. I understand that. I'm not upset to be back today. I need to get back. I need to get back on the horse and get back riding again. I'm just saying it's going to take me a segment or two to get up to speed. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 7th here tonight at Santander Stadium. The Revs have battled back to erase a once 4-0 deficit. It's a 4-4 game. And right-hander Luis Perdomo is the new pitcher. My thanks to Ray Jensen for handling the last 3. And Jovan Rosa will lead off. Perdomo's first pitch of the night is grounded tight to the line at third and foul, with Pounds ranging toward it. Luis De La Cruz, the game-tying RBI single through the right side of the infield. The Revs now out-hitting Southern Maryland 9-8. Have come back to tie it at 4. Rosa has been a big contributor for the Blue Crabs. The 0-1 and a slider down and away, and he went on the check swing appeal, and Rosa waves off the first base ump. Nate Caldwell turns his back on him, and Nate did not take too kindly to that. He waved off the hitter and shook his head right back at him. There's the wind and the 0-2, and it's down in the dirt. And Nate's got a little fire about him, it looks like, down there at first. He didn't take kindly to that. The wind and the 1-2. And a swing and a bounce foul over by the on-deck area. Rosa 1 for 2. RBI double in the third. Bases loaded walk in the fourth. So he's driven in 2 runs total. And the last 4 games against York, he's now totaled 6 RBIs. 1-2 again, and it misses down and away. The overhead windup, 2-2. Slider dove just out of the zone. A full count. It's a tough one for Rosa to lay off. I'd give him credit for doing so. And the payoff pitch just missed low. A slider on 3-2, and Rosa draws the leadoff walk. And a shame, Perdomo was ahead of him. Was it 0-2 or just 1-2? One or the other. 1-2. That's a tough leadoff walk. Now here is Jamar Walton, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Ray slides back in with his pork. First pitch is in for a strike, a fastball. Walton, the left-handed hitting DH tonight. He's one of their outfielders. The Revs outfield fairly deep in this tie game. The 0-1, and it's down and away. Perdomo is in his 6th game, 4 1/3 innings, 1 run. And the run was in Southern Maryland last week. On the stretch, the 1-1. That's down and in. De La Cruz, a terrific effort, sliding hard to his right to get in front. Blocked it over halfway up the first baseline, so he was able to chase it right toward Rosa and said something to him that rather cracked up the base runner at first base. Walton had an RBI triple against Perdomo last Thursday in Waldorf. That was the run that they had scored against him. The 2-1 swung on, line to left, a base hit. Boggs toward the line, will get in front of it and throw in. And the throw toward Valdez stayed low. It didn't bounce up so that he could cut it. It trickled the whole way into Pounds at third, who was ready to receive it as well. But a single for Walton the other way. Here comes Mace. It's first and second with no outs right after the Revs had come back to tie it. And perhaps this is all for Perdomo. Looks like Penny's coming in or not. Or not Penny. I think Tyrell Harris is coming in. We keep this up. Oh, it's Ron Scooters who's coming in. I'll just name the entire bullpen.
You missed Bo.
You're right. I missed Bo and Judy. And probably some other guys who are inactive. So it is Ron Scooters.
He's had a busy day today. He handed out some playbills when gates opened and then caught tonight's ceremonial first pitches, and now he's in a game tonight.
Well, he's a man of the people.
I even had some questions about him if he was going to pitch tonight when you were away getting food. Must have made quite an impression on those who came through the front gates tonight.
That's a neat thing that we started tonight, having players help hand out.
And tomorrow, beginning of what will be, I believe, a questionnaire session, a Q&A session on top of the dugouts, and fans will get the chance to ask players questions, and that will be broadcast over the PA system, I believe, tomorrow. Will be Eric Patterson and Brandon Boggs in the first Q&A session of the season, if I'm not mistaken. That will be interesting, as they're good friends, college teammates. That should be some fun for everyone involved.
Now, who's the mediator of that session?
I believe it's Paul. So, yeah. He said he is mediating, and I expect him to be tough. And if fans get off topic, he'll shut them down. That'll be interesting.
There's no doubt about that.
He moderating might be just as entertaining as Patterson and Boggs back and forth. That'll be very interesting. I'll have my eye keened in on that come 5:45 approximately tomorrow.
We may need to adjust our pregame plans.
We might come on a little later. We'll be sitting there heckling Paul.
Well, Keith Castillo is who Scooters will face. Two on, nobody out, a 4-4 game. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. We'll see if Castillo bunts. Corners are in. He will. He squares, and in self-defense, bunts foul. Coming up and in, and backing away, he jabbed it foul. It one-hopped into the front row, down next to the York dugout. Castillo 1 for 3. Scooter's ready. Castillo squares, the lefty kicks, fires, and a bunt popped up, foul, and against the top of the screen.
That almost cleared.
That is, I believe, the one way that we've had a foul ball in this booth. Oh, maybe not. It could happen if it bounced in front of us.
I know it's happened before in the production booth. Hit on the lip of the window and then track back towards what used to be the replay center. Now it's been moved to the immediate right of our multimedia coordinator, Scott Parker.
There's a fastball up high, 1-2. The bunt now off with 2 strikes.
One of the many stories veteran music operator Travis Vunch has told me in his many years with the Revolution.
I'm sure a harrowing experience for all.
Now, Chris DePato almost defecated himself.
Pitch, and is swinging a foul out of play, first base side. Because of the foul ball, or?
Well, he's a man who's quick to colorful language, as if anyone who knows Chris and his time here as PA announcer. I was told by Travis that caught him by surprise as well as everybody else.
Another 1-2, and it's snapped into the dirt to even the count. If the Revs could pull off a come from behind tonight, it would be their biggest of the season. But right now they have a challenge of trying to preserve the work that they've done to come back and draw even. Scooters is ready. And the 2-2 missed down low. A couple of times this inning alone, let alone earlier in the night, that Revs pitcher has gotten ahead, but finds himself in a full count. Earlier this inning, Rosa walking to begin this. On the payoff pitch, runner's going, and it's inside, ball 4, bases loaded. Rosa went on his own. He felt he had Scooters timed well enough, and then Walton went trailing, but the pitch was inside anyway. And Rosa, I believe, was 1-2, and he walked. Castillo was 0-2, and then walked. And the Revs are now in a bind. Bases loaded, no outs. Here in a tie game in the top of the 7th. Casey Frawley, the hitter. First pitch is swung on and skied a mile high in left. Shallow and near the line. Boggs is in under it. Catch is made. Rosa tags and fakes and ducks as Boggs fires it right over his head to Pounds. And that's out number 1. Was up in the O-zone. Boggs had time to get to it. He's a little slowed by that calf tonight. It's probably why he went in head first at first base a couple of innings ago. But able to get to it, and then a strong throw. Scooter's trying to work out of it. He'll now face DeJesus, lefty on lefty, with them loaded and 1 out. And he's set with it. First pitch, fastball, strike called up in the zone. He'll take it. DeJesus 1 for 2, RBI single and a run in the 4th. Also had walked before that. Here's the stretch. The 0-1 and a called strike 2. Scooters jumps right ahead. This is a great lineup for him to face. They have a ton of lefties. Fred Lewis on deck, another one. He shakes off and now nods yes into his stretch. And the 0-2, swinging a foul back against the net as DeJesus spoils that high hard one. Scooters 1-0 with a 1.13 ERA coming in 8 games, 8 innings, 1 run, 3 hits. Now into his stretch. Another 0-2 and a late swing. He shoots a ground foul down the third base side that made Jeremy Owens dance.
Well, someone to keep him loosened up down there.
Now the fans in left field want that foul ball.
Someone got it. He's happy camper there.
Scooters will try it again. He kicks, he fires, swinging a bouncing ball towards second. Mikey charges, the only play is to first. They get the out there, but Southern Maryland goes in front. 5-4. And tonight, when the Revs have hit a ground ball, it's been hard enough to turn 2. York would have loved one there, but DeJesus hits it softly enough that the only play is to first. And Mikey charging in, he may have taken a peek toward home, but Rosa runs well. He was able to make it a no play there, so had to go to first. DeJesus drives in his second out of the 9 spot. Here's Fred Lewis, second and third, and Scooters misses down low. Trying to keep this a 1-run game now. Rose is scoring after that unfortunate leadoff walk. Perdomo was not too happy about it either. A 1-0, that's down and away. And De La Cruz, an awkward stab at that ball, but able to corral it. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's a tough word, Daryl.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
There's a lot of tough words out there.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there are. I won't say.
Now the 2-0. And that's down and outside. Lewis 1 for 4 with a bunt hit and a run scored tonight. Three 3-0 here. Another lefty. Stevenson is on deck. Scooters kicks and fires, and Lewis taking. It's over for a strike. Now ready. And 3-1. And that's right down the chute. So Scooter's back to run it full. Called strike on Lewis. Got the big league vet facing the young fireballing pitcher. He's into his stretch. The payoff pitch. Swinging a tapper over Scooters. Valdez up the middle. Cuts it off. Fires. Saves a run. Inning over. Wilson Valdez, a tremendous play. Cutting in front and to the other side of second base. Yet another soft dribbler toward the middle that could have spelled trouble. But Valdez makes a fine play to save a run. Only one run on one hit, 2 left in scoring possession. 7th inning stretch, Southern Maryland on top again. It's 5-4.
Nobody can turn your backyard into a backyard paradise better than Paradise Landscaping and Hardscaping. The outdoor pros at Paradise offer full outdoor maintenance, landscaping, hardscape design, and installation. And when it comes to fall planting, mulching, and cleaning up fallen leaves, you're in luck, Revs fans. Call before September 1st to schedule your fall cleanup and clean up with 10% off. Estimates are free, fully insured. Call 577-6234 or check them out on Facebook. Paradise Landscaping and Hardscaping in York.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. Our winning team offers everything from concussion management and sports nutrition to physical therapy and more. For more information, call 877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
Are you brave enough to come out for Daredevil Night, August 23rd? Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. Daredevil Night will feature a motorcycle riding a tightrope and Mad Chad, the chainsaw juggler. All aboard the Revolution Express. Revolution!
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Well, here you go. The Revs would love to answer with at least a run and tie this thing again. And Jose Constanza at the top to lead off, and a drag bunt towards second. Opitz, he tries a backhand glove flip, airmails it, and the tying run is on one pitch. Jose Constanza, the bunt single, and he's on right away, just like that.
Last time he tried to do that, he got struck out by Brian Grenning, but successful in this attempt here in the 7th. And a crucial base runner now at first with no outs, and Valdez up. Clyburn might pull Barham here.
Yeah, he left the lefty in to face Constanza. He threw one pitch, gave up the bunt hit. And he'll make a move with Valdez next, it looks like. Although, here's the thing. Now, has he made the move yet? Yes, he has. With Valdez, this is a little bit of a double-edged sword here, because if you go to a righty, it's going to be tougher for Valdez to bunt. But it's going to be easier for Constanza to try to run than if you had a left-hander on who's staring at him, trying to hold him.
Absolutely, and it is a bit of a double-edged sword, but it has some sort of a benefit for the Revs with a base runner of some speed in Constanza. And Valdez is an intelligent batter. He'll find a way to get on base if he can and try to prevent Constanza from getting thrown out. Constanza's a smart base runner. He knows the distance that he can get to with getting back on base in time and not stretching the limit of almost getting tossed out.
I bet he tries to run here at some point before they bunt, but we'll see.
Would not be surprised. Orlando Santos now in the pitch.
Now that's a pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. That was a tremendous bunt from Constanza, and with his speed, when you're trying to drag it, you just want to get it past the pitcher. You're not as worried about deadening it. And Opitz charged, was able to get to it before the grass, or past the grass. It had gotten to the infield dirt, but he tried a backhanded glove swipe flip in one motion and scooped it high in the air and nowhere close to first base. So the tying run is on. They often say it in late games at home when you have the last at bat, play for the tie. On the road, play for the lead since you don't have the last at bat. But the Revs, who tied it in the 6th inning, will look to at least do that again here in the 7th inning. And even if they don't, still a couple of more chances to do it tonight, but they have speed on base, speed coming to the plate. One of the best bat handlers on the team. Valdez, who stands in, he's 0 for 3. RBI ground out in the 5th. And Santos delivers. He does square and he does bunt. And Santos is in. A little slip and he dumped it low, but Opitz handles it, covering from second. Picked it cleanly off the dirt. Sacrifice is good. It goes 1-4 on the out. And Valdez adding to his Revs record. 38 sack bunt. All time with York. 18 this year after a team record 20 last year. He has led the league both seasons. And the tying run at second for Eric Patterson. Castillo's a little bit better thrower, so maybe they didn't run for that reason. First pitch here is in for a strike. Figuring the safest way to get him to scoring position was to bunt. And it worked. Now just got to get him in. Here's the 0-1, and that misses high. If Patterson puts one in play here, it'll be the first time all night. He's been up 3 times, and he's walked all 3. Stretch. Santos, the 1-1, and it breaks down and in, a slider. Santos, a hard fastball and a slider. That's his combo. He's 3-2 with a 2.27 ERA in 29 outings this season. Opponents hitting just 193. Now he's ready. 2-1. And a swing and a foul back off the netting. Now he's got the jump on Patterson, or evens it, I should say, 2-2. Santos hunched forward, leaning in, and now steps off. The righty ready. 2-2. Fastball up and in at 91. A full count. Brandon Boggs is on deck. Revs have won 5 straight at home. It's their longest streak of the year and the league's longest active home streak. Actually, the longest active home or road. Here's the stretch, and Patterson will ask for time and back out. They're down a run here in the 7th tonight. But they were down 4-0. They had erased that before Southern Maryland went back in front. Trying to come back a second time. Here's the stretch. And the 3-2. Down and in. Castillo backhands it out of the dirt, but it's ball 4. And ladies and gentlemen, Eric Patterson has walked for the 4th time tonight. First and second, Brandon Boggs coming up. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Here's Boggs with 2 on. First pitch, that's up high. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Boggs 1 for 3. But the 2 outs that he's made have been double play grounders. He has hit the ball sharply throughout the night, his first game in a week. Here's the 1-0. And a slider. Ooh, didn't get the call. Santos thought he was getting it. And he looked in shock, and it's a 2-0 count for Boggs. And he'll try to zero in on one. 2-0. And a big swing and a miss. He had a cut. That was a nice swing, but swung right through it. Hoping that he doesn't miss much of a beat. After nursing that calf, he had been hot. The 2-1, and a swing and a foul tip right off Castillo, the catcher. Eric Patterson's 4 walks tonight, tying a Revs single-game record. He's the 4th to do it, the first since Chad Tracy during the final series of the 2013 season in Sugar Land. The other 2 that had done it back in 2007, Ramon Navarre and Luis Cotto. Here's the stretch. 2-2, lead runner goes, and it's down and in, and Castillo can't handle it. Constanza steals third base, and the tying run is now 90 feet away with only 1 out. It's a full count to Boggs. Patterson stayed at first. Constanza's got his 5th steal in 8 games with York, and potentially a big one. Got a running jump. And it's 1st and 3rd, a full count to Boggs. Down 5-4. Here's the stretch. And the 3-2, Patterson runs, and it's fouled off. Third base side and out of the upper deck and down toward the dugout. I don't know that I've mentioned Ramon Navarre's name on a broadcast since Chad Tracy's 4-walk game in 2013. Blast from the past. Throw to first, and diving back is Patterson.
Chad Tracy's basically a guy, if he gets on base, it's because of a hit. There's some times, not a whole ton of times he's been walked as a Rev, but that was a strange night. That one.
Now ready again. Another 3-2. Patterson runs, and a line drive to right field. Lewis is there. Catch is made. Constanza tags. No throw in. And we're tied again. Brandon Boggs, the sac fly on a line drive to right. And it's a 5-5 game here in the bottom of the 7th. Lined it right at the right fielder. Another hard hit ball from Boggs. Back in the lineup tonight. And drives in a game-tying run. The Revs have tied it for the 2nd straight inning. 5-5. And here's Brian Pounds with Patterson at first and 2 outs. So that stolen base from Constanza, humongous. And that's exactly what Boggs was trying to do, elevate one. Pitch to Pounds is swung on and missed, and he had a rip. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Did hit one hard on a line out to left in the 4th. Now a stretch and a move to first. Patterson will dive back.
You know what, I'd like to see Brian Pounds go yard again. He's had 7 homers in 12 games up through last Tuesday's 2-home run night. Just kept getting homers, and that's the only way to describe it. Kept finding pitches he liked.
He fouls this one back. Ball was a little bit up, 0-2. This all started with the drag bunt from Constanza, and then the sac bunt from Valdez, then a steal, sac fly. I mean, that is the epitome of manufacturing a run.
Small ball plays, but they add up big in the end.
Santos steps off. The speed of the Revs, a big factor in tying it this inning. Santos ready. And the 0-2 swung on and popped foul. So find the stands on the first base side. Another close one that this team's involved in. Another move to first. Patterson back standing up. Santos paying a good deal of attention to him. He's the go-ahead run. 13 for 14 in steals this season. Castillo puts down signs. I don't suppose a pitch out would be among those. Time now asked for. As Castillo makes his way out, and they'll talk about it in person. York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Camden and Somerset another day off. They'll play tomorrow. Lancaster is trailing 5-0 in Bridgeport in the bottom of the 7th.
And if you're a Revs fan, root for the Bridgeport Bluefish the next couple of days before Lancaster comes to town.
1 fish, 2 fish, let's go Bluefish. It's their song. Bottom of the 8th, Sugarland leads Long Island 4-2 at Constellation Field. 0-2 on Pounds. A long look in from Santos. What was the point of the visit? Now he's finally ready. He deals. Patterson runs. It's down and away, and Castillo can't get a throw off. Never had the grip. He just held it. Patterson steals his 14th. The second steal of the inning for the Revs, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position.
Castillo might have not liked the location Santos had there. He wanted at least something that would give him a better snap off the ball to try to throw Patterson out, but had no throw there.
Now the stretch, and the 1-2. Swung on, line to right, and in for a hit! Patterson around third. Lewis the throw home. He slides in. Pounds takes second on the throw, and the Revs have their first lead of the night. 6-5 here at the bottom of the 7th. Brian Pounds the go-ahead RBI single. Behind in the count, but comes up with the 2-out hit. Took it the other way. And another huge stolen base this inning. Patterson had gotten to second. He beats the throw home for the lead. Castillo went for him in case he had missed the plate with his hand, but he got it. Here's Mikey Reynolds. He swings and misses on a slider.
How about this for a stat? That RBI single from Brian Pounds is the first earned run Orlando Santos has given up to the Revs all season.
Yeah, he's been tough. Here's the 0-1, and that's down and away. Once down 4, they now lead by a run. Another big hit from Pounds. 18th RBI, his last 20 games. Here's the stretch, the 1-1. Slider down and away. Tough block for Castillo, who stayed with it. Revs have Tyrell Harris up in their bullpen. 6-5 they lead. They have scored for the 4th straight inning. There's the stretch. And the 2-1. Swinging a foul tip. Glanced off Castillo's mid. 2-2. Reynolds 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Scored last inning. Twice tonight he'd hit the ball hard to right, but both were caught. On the stretch. And the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball outside corner at 92. Mikey knew it. That's a tough one to hit. But the Revs take the lead. 2 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the 7th. 1 runner left. We go to the 8th inning. Tyrell Harris is on his way in. Revs lead it 6-5.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Revolution! Woo! The Cowboy Monkeys are back at Santander Stadium, August 11th. Revolution Baseball is better than ever. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. The world-famous Cowboy Monkey Rodeo is back August 11th, performing between innings and post-game. Get your tickets at YorkRevolution.com. Revolution!
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the eighth, Tyrell Harris will come in. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. 2, 3, and 4 for Southern Maryland is who he will have to deal with. A 6-5 lead. The Revs with their first lead of the night. And Casey Stevenson, the left-hand hitter, leads off 1 for 3. Single, a walk. First pitch from Harris is a little bit high.
And while the Revs have the lead against the Blue Crabs, they can't go to sleep on them. The Blue Crabs can still hit. Up to 9 hits thus far in the night.
Revs now with 11. Here's the 1-0. Just missed away. Close. Harris 1-0 in 11 games, 3.75 ERA, 1 save. Save was in Southern Maryland. He deals, and there's a swing and a miss. Good fastball at 90 on the radar. 2 balls, 1 strike. 5th reliever used by Mace tonight. The 2-1, and a swing and a foul back, and out of play.
Well, we're not at Kevin Baez or Butch Hobson levels yet. And I think each switch has had an importance in this game and has helped give the Revs this lead.
On the wind-up, the 2-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to second. Mikey steps up, gloves it down low along his left foot, and tosses to first. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 8th. Tomorrow night, game 2 of the series at 6:30. Community Courier night. Ronnie Lewis facing Brian Burris. Tickets on sale, YorkRevolution.com. Look for that special ticket offer in the latest Community Courier as well. Here's Zach Wilson. 1 for 3 plus a sac fly, and he swings first pitch and pops it up. De La Cruz hustling to the left, reaches in, and it lands right on top of a fan who hopefully is okay in the front row. De La Cruz reaching in, and it's just out of his reach. Somebody, I believe, took it off the top of the head.
Well, he's not happy. Both didn't have a chance of that ball, and then a fan got hurt.
Rubbing their head.
Southern Maryland's trainer is now taking a look at her.
She's the closest over there. Chong may even be upstairs with somebody right now. was very, very little chance to get out of the way of that one. That was right in her seat. Here's a swing and a pop-up foul, out of play, and on the roof, first base side, it's 0-2.
Blue Crabs have Tim Sexton and Cody Epley warming up in the bullpen.
Fan's still in her seat, so that's good news. Hopefully she'll feel better quickly. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a drive in center. Constanza was deep. He scampers back and makes the grab onto the track in straightaway center. Zach Wilson's been a hot hitter, and he lined one right down the middle of the field. But Constanza in deep center had him played perfectly, took a few steps back, and was there. That was a loud second out. Fan smiling now as the EMS worker is down there taking a look.
Might have gotten the right side of her head, she's pointing out.
Here's Jake Opitz, and Harris misses just a shade low. Opitz 0 for 2, 2 walks and a run. Revs a 6-5 lead here in the top of the 8th. A 1-0, and a swing and a miss. Went off speed down low. The 1-1, and a swing and a pop-up. Valdez at short, back behind second. Couple of steps out onto the grass. He's got it. On a pop-up to short, Tyrell Harris with a quick 1-2-3, top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here at Santander Stadium, it's the Revs 6 and the Blue Crabs 5.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school? Play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment, and both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Revs a 6-5 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher, right-hander Tim Sexton for the Blue Crabs. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Well, twice in Revs history we've had the old cycle. Andres Perez needs a triple to do it. And he's already done it once. Scott Grimes was the other one. Dre tonight, single, solo homer, RBI double. First pitch is a breaking ball, made him jump back, and it stayed inside. A bigger hook from Sexton than he had anticipated. A quick reaction back, but it did miss the plate in. On the righty set, a 1-0. And a fastball down and away. Hitters count in Dre's favor. Sexton, a 6'6" righty from Baltimore and pitching for somewhat of a hometown team. And the 2-0. And it's a little low. Waldorf closer to DC, but Sexton, a former A's farmhand. He most recently was at Double-A Midland. 3-0, and that's over for a strike. Frank Gailey was with Midland the last couple of years as well. Sexton first came up in the Padres system. On the pitch, swinging a tapper, and Sexton reaching up. He's got it. Moving toward first and makes the short underhand flip. That's where being 6'6" helps. Full extension reach, and he grabbed it. One away. Perez 3 for 4 on a stellar night. Here's Jacob Calderon. Sexton, no record with an ERA of 5 in 8 appearances, 9 innings, 5 runs. Pitch to Calderon is slapped hard to third, but right at Stevenson, couple of skips. And he fires it across in time to get him. Stevenson needed a moment to make sure he had it. That ball was hit hard. Josh Judy may not have a whole lot of time to get ready, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Here's Luis De La Cruz, who's 3 for 3 tonight with an RBI and a run scored. De La Cruz and Perez with 3 hit nights. Patterson a 4 walk night. Here's a swing and a roller toward left center. It's cut off at short, and a spinorama throw from Frawley gets De La Cruz. I thought that thing was headed for left center when it left his bat, but Frawley cut it off. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th, and a quick one for Tim Sexton. So with that, it is on to the 9th here tonight at Santander Stadium. Revs trying to finish off the comeback, and Josh Judy. Actually, no, it's Stephen Penny who's coming in. I beg your pardon. We go to the 9th inning. Revs lead it 6-5.
You're running cross country. No one understands how they keep score. Your friends and family don't understand why you do it, but you understand how it makes you feel. So does Flying Feet.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes has been supplying running shoes and apparel to Central PA's best since 1975. Their staff is made up of runners and coaches who understand your pleasures and your pains. If it's running or cross-country related, Flying Feet knows about it. And with the area's best selection of running shoes, running spikes, and running apparel, there's no good reason to shop anywhere else. Worried about prices? Didn't you hear? Flying Feet is a specialty athletic store without specialty store prices. Come see their selection of the best running shoes and spikes for men, women, and children. No matter what your size, your width, or your ability level, Flying Feet has a full line of running apparel and accessories. So run, don't walk, and talk running with a staff who knows.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Listen up, people.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. Give a listen to how Phil Jackson described why this pick came down.
We understand that, it might take a year, but he's willing to work.
Obviously that fully admitting that it's going to be at least a year till he does anything, and this is for a team that had its worst year, what's the word? Ever, right?
The Rich Eisen Show. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in your, first in sports.
I'm like 0 for 8 on predicting relievers tonight, but it's Stephen Penny who's coming in. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Cue up the bagpipes.
Roddy Piper music right there. That's what it came out to.
In his honor.
Absolutely. No, Penny's just a fan of bagpipes. No, he didn't choose the hot rod music. That was a pick of mine and Drew Green's choice. We were the in-house major wrestling heads last season. Now it's just me. And a few others. Cannonball Charlie has some interest.
He's a man of culture. Jovan Rosa leads off and looks at a strike. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Penny trying to lock this one down. Rosa tonight, 1 for 2, an RBI double and 2 walks. One of those was with the bases loaded. He's also scored a run. Penny looking for save number 4 of his season. He deals. And a splitter down in the dirt. Rosa checked. Penny 3-3, a 3.67 ERA, 37 appearances, which leads the team. Rosa, Walton, and Castillo due up 5, 6, 7. And Penny's set with it. The 1-1 fastball just missed away. Revs were down 4-0 in the 4th. They scored 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th to tie it at 4. There's the stretch from Penny. The 2-1 and a line drive base hit into right center. Patterson over to cut it off, and he'll toss in. The tying run is on. Rosa with a leadoff single. Kind of inside out of that ball, but hit it hard.
He's had the Revs number as of late. Hit a walk-off off of Penny on the 30th.
Pinch runner is Anthony Vega at first base. Well, they have speed out there with the tying run. Jamar Walton, the hitter, 2 for 4. And Penny the pitch. Fastball strike, outside corner. After the Revs had tied it in the 6th, Southern Maryland went in front with a run in the 7th, but York took the lead with 2 in their half, and that's where we stand. Here's the stretch. On the 0-1, and a foul back into the net. Not saying that Vega would do this here, but he's got 7 steals in 8 tries this year. Began the year with Long Island, where he didn't play a whole lot.
That outfield's pretty already set there, so not surprising you didn't see a lot of playing time out in Long Island.
Penny the stretch. The 0-2. Swing, and he just got a piece. Walton did. The 2-strike splitter. He just got on top of it and fouled it back.
Signing Vega made sense for the Blue Crabs, and Anton DeJesus went down with a foot injury, and keeping him around primarily for his speed.
Penny ready. Another 0-2. And he misses high with this one, a fastball at 90. Try to get Walton to climb the ladder, but he would not. Keith Castillo on deck. He's been a nemesis of Penny's. Here's the stretch. On the 1-2. Swung on, fouled off, third base side. Walton making him work. Tried to get him on a high fastball again, but it's fouled. Perez holding Vega at first. Penny to the stretch. He fires, and is swinging a jam shot foul. Right in off the bat handle, and Walton punched it down past his dugout. He was very late, but again, will not go down. Try it again. Another 1-2. Swung on, popped up foul. De La Cruz a look toward that same area, but this one's further back. We're along the third base side of the stands.
Nice play off the bounce for a fan out there. Had some highlight catches from our fans tonight. That one a two-hander, but still a picturesque grab there.
That is the fourth two-strike foul.
Walton's a frustrating batter to the face at times. He can make you work no matter what type of a pitcher you are.
Penny again. Vega running. A swing and a miss. De La Cruz the throw. He's out at second base. Valdez tags him, and Luis De La Cruz guns down Anthony Vega trying to steal. A strikeout, throw-out, double play. And 2 outs, and the base is empty here in the top of the ninth. What a throw from De La Cruz. Penny finally got Walton to whiff on the high fastball. And the Revs an out away from finishing their biggest comeback of the year. Here's Keith Castillo, and Penny will step off. He'll back away and refocus. Castillo had tied a game against him in the 8th in Lancaster in June on a home run. First pitch here, a splitter just inside. What a huge throw on Vega, who was in for his speed and gunned down. Now Penny, the 1-0. Swing and a foul tip squeezed. And that'll even things up. Now the stretch. A 1-1. Fastball just outside. Castillo 1 for 3 tonight, a single and a walk. Now Penny ready with it. The 2-1. And up a little bit. They appeal to third. Castillo flinched but held, evidently. If he reaches, Casey Frawley is on deck. Sure, Penny would love to exact some revenge here. About a month and a half ago when Castillo was with a different team. Penny's set, the 3-1, and a swing and a bouncing ball. Second base, Mikey's got it, throws to first, game over! 6 in a row here at Santander Stadium for the Revs. They come back home and start this 8-game homestand with their biggest comeback win of the year. 6-5 the final over Southern Maryland tonight. And 6 straight here at Santander Stadium. Their longest home winning streak since the first half of last season. Down 4-0, they come back and win 6-5, their biggest comeback win of the year. And back above 500 in the second half at 13-12. What a big victory tonight. They fell behind 4-0. They were staring at potentially a 4th straight loss. But they claw back, scoring in 4 straight innings from the 4th through the 7th. And not only that, Ray, they came back from 2 deficits. They fell behind again in the 7th inning. And again answered a resilient bunch to win this one tonight.
Yeah, this was not an easy one for the Revs, but it certainly was exciting.